Here we go. Welcome to episode 10 of the OurTeam podcast. We made it to double digits, so it's definitely a real thing at this stage for sure. Right. We got an awesome lineup today. We've got a really interesting lineup today as well. We got like a lot of the spectrum being covered, I think, on the game. Let's kick it off with DFS. How you doing, bro?
Doing great, Jazz. Thanks again for having me on. My third time this year. Definitely a blessing. Thank you, man.
Hat trick. A hat trick or a three? It's probably a three-peat, isn't it, for talking basketball? Yeah. Josh, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right. A little miserable because I didn't get my ring yet, and somebody's trying to hold me back from getting my ring. No shade though. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Huh? Oh no, don't. We'll get into it when the podcast starts.
You're just kicking off the podcast with terrible vibes and shade. That's your vibe today. All right. I'll see where you're at. Matt, how you doing?
Man, doing well. You already know what it is, man. Just happy to be on this goated podcast with all these amazing people, man. You know what it is. It's going down.
It is goated, and we are amazing people. I agree. Who didn't I cover yet? Ludez, how you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm good. I was here to ruin the vibe, but Josh covered that for me.
Yeah, so, that was wild.
Yeah, we're good, man.
We're good. I feel like everyone needs to take a breath before I introduce.
It was shade to Jazz, by the way, guys. Jazz is the one holding me back from getting my ring.
That took you all of 2 minutes to get into it. That's great.
Had to let everybody stretch their legs, you know.
Yeah, cheers. All right, let's do this because this is wild. We also have DBG on the podcast. How you doing, bro?
Oh, great. Here we go.
Wardrobe malfunction.
This better be working.
We're having technical. Okay, Kanye, relax.
Stunner shades.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the cheddar. You ain't talking money.
Wadaming Jishimik. Ni hao, Jazz. Ni hao, lads. We are in episode number 10 of the podcast.
This man gave us the finger for about 2 minutes to play that weak intro.
Weak. It was going.
Do you want to know what the problem was? Is that the video I had queued up was the actual version that would have gotten copyright claimed, and I realized right before I was about to press play, I was like, "Oh crap! Let me get onto the cover version. It's not going to get claimed."
The video was buffering. That's what happened. It was a buffer.
No, I was on the wrong one.
I was like, wait, the karaoke version. No way, dude.
That was good.
Is this because I roasted you in the promo video? You were like, I'm going to make up for it on the podcast. I just have the most goated
No,
intro.
I have to outdo my intro. So it's going to be hard to outdo this.
Yeah.
Money Man, Suit, and Mandarin. It's going to be tough.
We might have to give it a month for your
It's going to be tough to outdo this intro.
I respect your level of dedication subscribing to Rosetta Stone just for this intro, though.
I can basically say hello and what my name is in about 20 different languages.
It's hard to flex in that outfit, DBG. I'm going to be honest.
What do you mean? I can flex plenty in this outfit.
DBG looking like Pac-Man over there, Mr. Pat.
No, what are you saying now? You got TV
Talking about
in your
Adam
face.
Pac-Man Jones.
You
dude.
can't say anything. You look as ridiculous as I do, Josh.
Nah. These the hangover shades.
No.
You know.
He does look ridiculous though. Guys, I want to just point something out before we kick it off. This is our 10th episode. Last month was like my most viewed month I've ever had on YouTube, and I posted 4 videos, which is incredible W. So thank you to everyone watching this. If you tuned into Premiere, watching this on a replay, whatever you're doing, like you guys are like making things happen here that are nuts. So a big thank you to everyone who's been involved in this project so far. Right, should we kick things off with what everyone's been grinding this week, just for kicks, just because it will be funny? DBG, what have you been grinding this week?
I got the moments. I got who was Jeremy Grant, and I got Elvin Hayes, the GOAT, and then nothing else.
Right, that was.
Sorry, you didn't grind for the real cards that came out this week?
Oh, sorry. What am I completely forgot. J. Cole and my
Cole.
Hoopers. J. Cole
Jermaine
and Jack
Cole.
Harlow.
His name's Jermaine.
Oh my god! What?
I can't wait to talk about the
What is
celebrity
this
cards. I'm
character?
so excited. I'm so stoked, dude.
Nobody.
Man.
The fact that nobody gets the reference when I'm calling him. I've been calling him Joe Cole.
I get it.
You might be the only person that gets it.
He played for Villa at some point, didn't he? He did, right? At the end of his career when he was trash.
Yeah, I think he played for everyone at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Is this a football thing?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Oh,
He was like a really mid-England player that had a good 3 months.
No, he was great
I do
till he was
love
about
mid.
26, 27. Then he just went from great to terrible in about a year.
Yeah, that's most English players. You've just described in a sentence.
You
yeah.
just described Josh Smith, really.
Whoa.
No, he just went to the Pistons and thought he was a shooter.
He was a shooter.
He
Josh
was a
Smith
shooter in
was
Detroit.
sick. He balled out that one season for the Rockets. No, nay. That
No,
two
he
games
balled
in the
out-
playoff series.
He balled out in that one game for the Rockets. It was one game. I'm not even a game. It was a quarter and a half that he balled out for.
Who was the other random guy that was balling? Was it Corey
Was it-
Brewer?
I think it was him and Corey Brewer.
Chandler Parsons.
No, Parsons had already gone to Dallas at that stage.
Chuck Hayes and the free throw.
Chuck Hayes was cooking, dude. That was my boy.
I
just like
one
his
time
name.
went to a game and Chuck Hayes was playing.
Mhm.
So it's about an hour before tip-off. Chuck Hayes is there practicing pick and pop jump shots. And he shoots jumpers with the hitch as well. I've never seen Chuck Hayes shoot a jump shot. He's there for an hour before the game, working on pick and pop long twos with a shooting coach. And I'm like, you have never shot one of these shots in your life. What are you doing?
He's got to be ready for the moment,
That's
dude.
wild. That's wild.
Shooter,
I mean, how? I mean, they need to go ahead and implement that free throw in the game, though. I would actually try to shoot with it, just like that broken Dick Barnett shot.
Yeah, is that the worst shot ever? Or was it Lambeer?
No,
What's the
no
consensus?
question.
No. Barnett's worse.
No,
Bill
Barnett's
Cartwright.
fine.
Bill
Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright's so much
Cartwright's
worse.
up there.
Bad.
Oh, dude, Kevin Duckworth, one hand.
Nah, that
What
is
up?
clean. Duckworth has a clean shot. His Ruby last year was fire.
He took his hand. He would put his hand behind the ball and shoot with one hand.
You were greening it.
Yeah, but I was green with Bill Lambier in 2K21. Doesn't mean it's a good release. Stick Bill Lambier.
How about Quentin Richardson, the Amethyst, the Evo card? That card had a horrible jumper.
Oh, Quentin Richardson had the
remember
best
that.
release in 2K up until 2K18. And from 2K19 onwards, he had the worst release in 2K.
And he's like
Sam
the only
Cassell.
person they can consistently get on 2K TV too, and they disrespected him with that terrible jump shot.
Yeah, why did he he had Joakim Noah base, like.
Yeah.
Should we let's talk about 2K. DFS.
That's
what
called
have you
a
been
segue.
grinding this week?
Yeah, so I got Booker on Xbox, and I'm working for him on PlayStation. Level 32 on PlayStation right now, but I really just want to get Jimmy. He'll be my first opal, and then I think I'm cool on the trophy case grinds. Almost done with Triple Threat Offline. Almost done with the Token Market Centerpiece, my first one, and almost done with Unlimited. So I'm all good, and I just got to get to level 40 on PlayStation. I'm having a lot of fun streaming the game and chatting with you guys. I see Josh over there looking all cool with his shades, you know.
He's actually not changed his face for 5 minutes. Josh, say something.
Yo,
He's just been sitting like that for 5 minutes. DFS, what's the Jimbo thing? What's the phrase?
Don't scroll past without typing Jimbo. I stole that from the Heat Reddit, the subreddit. I love Jimmy Butler. You know, he's a prime example. I know we're talking about the NBA. I know you want to talk about 2K, but he started in junior college and he worked all the way up. He was a late first round pick, getting no minutes his rookie year, and now he's arguably one of the top 10 or 15 players in the league. So I'm
That's a
always
great story.
It breaks my heart that we traded Zach LaVine for him, or traded him for Zach LaVine. Every time I see Jimmy Butler, I get immensely sad over this fact.
yeah,
I
that's
think that's why I hate Zach LaVine so much. I feel like that has something to do with it.
You miss Jimmy.
I miss Jimmy so much, dude. Absolutely.
Jimmy, come home, man.
Yeah, please come back to
I
Chicago.
mean, he's
please.
got Larry Markin as well if he just knew how to use him.
I said it when it happened. The trade we made for Vucevic was awful. And I said that we should keep Lowry Markkinen as well, even though I kind of disliked him at the time. And it looks like I've been proven right because Wendell Carter looks to be better than Vucevic already, which is great. It's great. It's a great thing that's happening in Chicagoland. I love it. It's awesome. I couldn't be happier, truly.
I mean, you've taken multiple L's on like over time. It's not aged well, is it? Larry's.
If
like,
you
hooping.
are a
He's hooping.
Bulls fan and you have been since the early 2000s, you come to expect L's. Like after you're blessed with Michael Jordan, which I can't even claim that because I was like 5 the last time he won. I was playing with GI Joes when he won his last championship, which like, you know, I was in a real battle, so it was really serious. But like, I can't even claim that. All I remember is like just pain, like only pain. Jay Williams crashing a motorcycle, like our best 2 players being Ben Gordon and Kirk Heinrich for a little while.
W's.
Draft bust after draft bust. Every single person we traded away ended up being better somewhere
Derrick
else.
Rose.
So it's like,
Derrick Rose is the big one. Yeah.
no, we just don't talk about that, to be
That doesn't
honest.
exist.
He's also traded Elton Brand for Tyson Chandler as well. Don't forget that.
W, man. W.
Marcus
have
Brown was
Pfizer
like
has a card this year. How the heck does Marcus Pfizer get a card? I don't like calling people bust. That guy was definitely a bust for the Bulls. I'm telling
He's
you
a
that.
legend.
He was hooping for Iowa State, though. A lot of people don't know, man, especially in the Midwest. He was that guy for a long
I'm
time.
sorry.
when he
One of
came
the
to
best
league.
cards in the game right now
Go
is
ahead.
Ricky Davis. I don't even want to talk about it right now. Okay.
That
Okay.
disrespect.
In 2K, LeBron is
True.
only there to get Ricky Davis more shots, though.
That is facts. It's actually the prophecy has been foretold.
Yeah.
Finally.
I don't like
I
that.
actually love the fact that they dropped Ricky Davis.
I don't like that they did
cracked
that.
early on in the game.
LeBron.
The fact that the 2
Where
best
was
cards in the
Ricky
game
Davis
right
at now?
now
Where's Ricky
are
Davis
Tim
at?
Thomas and Ricky Davis is the greatest thing that's ever happened in 2K history.
No, Terry
Yes.
Dishiger being the best player. The dude was a part-time NBA player.
It just gives him hope that Greg Ostertag will come later. That's all it is.
Oh,
That's not
please
happening.
just let
Like,
Greg Ostertag
that's-
get a
if
card.
we're-
I mean, that's what it is.
But-
Ricky Davis, by the way, probably is SG1. Him and Artest are just elite. You got a guy that has Hoff Clamp Breaker, MJ6, which I predicted, everybody. He's amazing. He's just the best. You know, he's the best of the best. And all these young heads out here
SG1
really
is
didn't know who he
definitely
was. I'm talking to you. Hey, there's a lot of people out here that, you know, didn't know who he
How-
was. I think you knew Josh. Who he was.
Anyone who doesn't know the LeBron quote about Ricky Davis just
That was-
hasn't been around long enough. Like
Oh,
I don't think I've
epic.
ever watched Ricky Davis play. I know him for 2 things. The quote about LeBron getting him more shots, and when he tried to score on his own basket so he could get a triple-double. I
And
only
he got
remember
fouled,
for
didn't he? He didn't
A lot
even
of
get
people
it.
didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know that. What you just said, DBG, they did not know that at all. Yeah, and they didn't know he was a hooper. He's a Timberwolves legend. I say that tongue in cheek. But you know, he was. It was fun back in the day. So I agree with Ludes. Tim Thomas and Ricky Davis, early to mid 2000s. Tim Thomas, Bulls legend. So it is definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to Josh. Josh, what you been grinding?
I've been grinding YouTube this past week. That's what I've been grinding.
You uploaded a video, 2 videos.
Nah, I uploaded 4 videos this week. Don't play.
That's
He's been grinding this week, dude. Leave him alone, all right?
I've been grinding.
Future
That's
so
Josh's
bright, he has
daily
to wear
uploads,
shades.
4 videos a
When
week.
the future's so bright, I had to wear these shades. You know what I'm saying? Also,
Stunning
I
shade.
picked up a new word from shout out to Joey. So apparently the new phrase, instead of saying you're getting popped, you say you're getting flossed. I think that was like the funniest thing I've
I was
heard.
dying.
Joey B.
And like that actually had me so weak. So Joey has his own command in my stream. So now you know you just say Joey and you say get flossed. I think that's just like
He just jumps in the chat saying I'm flossing some dude in Unlimited. what was the other one, Matt? What was it? Plumped.
I forgot. You said
No,
it in
we-
the stream yesterday.
It was-
someone said no,
what was
someone
it,
said
Josh?
pump.
Plumped.
Flumped. That's the one. I was
These
plumping
are the
people
words we
unlimited
use
yesterday.
now.
Flumped.
Yeah.
Thumping dudes up.
No one gets popped anymore. Everyone gets flossed.
I hate both of these. I just want to put that on record.
Because it's gonna happen
First off,
to
the
you.
fact that flossed is in American slang when most Americans don't even know how to use dental floss is interesting to me.
Oh shoot, shade.
I'm sending shots at my own people.
You just send
Shade.
shots to like 250 million people. That's a PB, I think. Lutz, where you been grinding?
Everything, I guess. I don't know, man. I've just been trying desperately to get a centerpiece at some point, but I'll play
Eddie
like
Jones.
5 games. I don't want to talk about Eddie Jones right now. I'll play like 5 games of
will.
each game mode and I'll just get burnt out immediately. So I'll switch and then I just kind of continue to do that until I flame out and go to sleep. So that's what I've been doing.
That's impressive, lasting 5 games. I normally get like 1, then I just say this isn't worth it.
You did half the other day.
You got a lot of games when you posted
Yeah.
those, you got a couple games with KD. I seen like about 4 or 5 games. You posting the fadeaway clips. I seen those.
The
4
fadeaway-
or 5.
the
That
fadeaway
was
clips
2
are
half
fun.
games. That was a
According
quick
to your
rage quit in-
comments, that was 10.
Sorry?
Care to
That was
comment?
about 10. According to
It
the
was
comments, it was
10.
about 10.
10. Like, oh, everyone would say me like, oh, that's 10 games. I upload everything I play. I'm not playing this game unless it's for a video.
That was like
I
all
will
your
upload.
replies.
I will upload me getting annoyed at the game and quitting.
DBG, real take, seriously right now. What was the shooting percentage when you took those shots at KD? Seriously, this is
It's unedited on my channel. Go watch the DBG channel if you want.
Yeah,
So
his was legit.
It's a
His
good
was
video.
legit.
I do love this.
So
I
we
love
thinking like
this
above
from-
45%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
not one of those like Twitter compilations where someone hits 3 fadeaways and they've clearly been trying this in 3 different game modes for about 3 hours to clip 4
I do love the dichotomy of your replies though, because like it'll be like, oh, that's like 15 games it took him to hit those 3 shots, but then the same people will be like, he doesn't even edit his videos.
Yeah.
Which one is it, dude? Pick your criticism.
The community is a walking contradiction at times. It is a fact. Matt, what you been grinding, bro?
Man, let's see. Yesterday I did limited, got my ring, 3 games. That was a struggle at first, and then we ran it up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Besides doing the moments of the week stuff, I've been doing trophy cases. I got my second Opal, which is Gilbert Arenas. That guy is amazing, man. Shout out to U of A, Arizona.
PG1,
man. I'm sorry.
PG1.
Yeah, for me, and I have Curry. I don't know, Harden over Harden, that's tough. But I'll say this: when you got a guy that has Limitless, Hoff Limitless, he has Hoff, Agent 3, you name it, he has all the shooting badges. How can you not, put him at the 1? You know what I'm saying? He has to be there. One of the best guards. His quick stop is just unbelievable. He moves well. I was talking to Kevin Cruz about it. What's that, Jazz?
You were cooking with him.
I was doing work with him. I will say this: his shot is a little dated. It felt like the timing, the window is just really, really, really small, Jazz. So everybody that is grinding for him or decides to grind for him, he is worth it. He's one of the better opals in my opinion. But I'll say this: other than that, that's all I'm doing. I'm done with limited, so I don't know what else to do besides get that Danny Manning card for real. I'm so teed off that I ain't gonna lie. For me being the quote unquote pack champ or whatever, I didn't get Eddie Jones because RNG didn't bless me. So I want to know the sauce. Like, how did you guys do it? Everybody asked me what the sauce is. What was the sauce for you guys?
According to Twitter, you just become a next maker. And you get all the cards.
Or according to some YouTubers, there are wheel methods.
Oh, I love the
And
wheel
mold
methods.
Got those.
methods.
I got those. I know the wheel method.
Those are my favorite. That's my favorite
you
part of the
don't
MyTeam
Got those.
kind of cycle every year is when we get like a new high tier reward, and then I go on YouTube and I see all the wheel methods and the vault methods, and I'm like, yeah.
I just
Okay,
think
cool.
if you're gonna make it up, be a bit more creative. Like
Yeah, like tell
spit on
somebody
your
to sacrifice a
PlayStation.
goat.
Yeah, throw it out the window and you press X. Like, yeah, that's how it should go. All right, let me talk about my week then. So I've actually had the last week I've grinded 2K, probably the most I've done this year, I would say. I've got into it. I got Clutch Time Online basically like fully done this week. Got co-op done this week. I'm halfway through TT Offline, which we're going to talk about, by the way.
That is incredibly
Best game
impressive.
mode. The best
period.
freaking part of my team, man. TT Offline.
Did you say the best?
Very best.
Explain yourself.
It brings you to tears and not the good
The
kind.
fact
So
that
I
you're
think...
struggling to keep a straight face, kind of.
You need to get. Has Blasian Ricks ever been on?
No, so yeah, he's like booked to come on as soon as he gets his camera. There's like
We need to ask him about TT Online
Facts.
or TT Offline.
He's
Because he might be the one. He might be the one person who's vocal that plays it, but I still stand by it. The TT Offline community is bigger than the comp community.
It is.
I still stand by that.
Very small. It's only like 5 people in the comp community.
The Hollow community might be bigger than the comp community at this stage.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's like 3 people.
According to Splash, it was 5 people. So
Yeah.
I'm 20 wins away from the centerpiece of TT Offline on Xbox.
How? Let's start talking. This isn't what I was planning to talk about first, but I'll go talk about it. I need some
You
therapy
didn't finish
out here.
saying what you was grinding.
I'm about to get my 9th pink diamond today. That's where I'm at. So I'll
Nice.
get AD in the next few days.
And we were doing co-op and tell them about the amazing screens you were sending me.
I mean, you want me to tell them that I'm amazing?
That I said in me screens, yes.
I am amazing at setting screens. Yeah, I made Josh look good. To be honest, we were like cooking. Like almost every possession, I was like murdering someone in the screen, and he was hitting the KD fade. It was a lot of fun today.
Is co-op not against the CPU?
Yeah.
It is.
Am I listening to 2
It
people
can
talk
be.
about cooking the CPU?
Have you seen the
Yeah.
CPU this year?
yeah, the CPU this year is harder
Right.
than
If
online.
I had
grinding.
if I had to choose between the CPU and you in a game of best of 5, I'm taking the CPU.
I would bet on
That's how good they
CPU
are.
winning 250k this year if it was playing.
Yeah,
Like,
for
it
sure.
is-
CPU's comp.
Wait. We're talking about the game where if you actually, you know what? In fairness, there are certain ways of like not beating the CPU, but doing this, holding this button right here,
Yeah.
that's all you have to do to beat the CPU.
Yeah, we
Get
don't-
to a
we don't
certain
do
angle
that.
And hold this button right here.
So
No,
we're
we
just
play basketball.
we're just acting like adaptive AI doesn't exist, and after you do it 3 times, they check.
No, we don't do that.
No, they don't. If you go at a certain angle, they don't.
All right.
Look, all I gotta say is Rick Fox, Jazz knows, trauma.
Why are you talking about this man and his luscious hair like this?
No, Rick Fox is the damn best
He's
CPU
throwing
ever.
shade because
Luscious.
Rick Fox boxed me in a TT.
No,
up
flossed
top.
him. Jazz got flossed from Rick Fox.
Really, this man with this luscious Jerry curl boxed you like this? This dude was
I did get
probably
boxed.
busy worrying about his hair, and he was out here boxing you in TT.
Nah, I got flossed from Bob McAdoo today. He was getting me so mad. Bob Mac, he was about
Yeah,
to get-
you was trying to get 1 rebound, and we had Bob on our team, and he wouldn't let him get a rebound.
Wait, Bob McAdoo. All you have to do whenever you see Bob McAdoo on the other team, you've won the game.
No,
But
he's
he was
on
on
my
our
team.
team.
Programmed to chuck
I'm
threes.
trying to get rebounds. He's taking my rebounds.
He was on our team. He was like the 3rd player, the CPU
Yeah.
guy.
So you're complaining the CPU is too good, or your own CPU is too good.
No, I needed
Josh
I
says
needed
yes.
rebounds for XP.
The answer is yes, Josh. That is what you complained about.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah. But that's what we're all complaining about at the end of the day.
I just need them to just like play a little bit of defense and like let me do my thing. Like get out the way.
McAdoo was cooking, bro. Like he might have bailed
Like,
us out.
I am not going to take that slander because you have just basically said the AI works as intended and it needs to stop working because I need
Yes.
more rebounds.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying.
And he's saying it while wearing those glasses and throwing
Yes.
shade at me about Rick Fox. You are
I know,
on one
dude.
today. You are on
You're
one.
wearing LMFAO glasses. You need to take them off right now.
Guys,
It's the
can
nap,
I
man. I
can I
had a
vent
really
about
good nap.
TT offline? Because
Go for it.
I hated it.
Let's go.
Right. So I'm not like for 4 days. All I've been doing is playing TT offline. Nothing else. I've like
That
not gone
explains the look
outside,
of dead in your eyes, man. To be honest,
bro. I forgot what my wife looks like. It's bad. Like this is bad. Like we cannot go into next season with 250 TT offline games. That is crazy. The thing
no,
is,
we can.
Go
No,
on.
we cannot.
We can. They just need to lower the difficulty down to pro. That's it.
That's not enough.
Keep the amount of games.
agree.
That's fine. Lower it down to pro.
Both.
That's not enough.
Both.
Okay.
Both,
okay,
both
so-
preferably. But
hold
like,
on
we're
now,
talking
what-
about realism here, and let's be realistic. They're only going to do one of those things. So let's go ahead and just take
I'd
the
rather less
difficulty
games
down to pro.
of CPU.
So
No
here's the
way,
issue,
dude.
right?
No
Like,
way.
lowering the games won't change anything because I'm literally just running Abby Steph for 2 golds. I hit a step back and hit a 3 every possession. So going to pro ain't going to change that. It's just the time, bro. The time and the monotony of just sitting there for hours. And like, I literally, I tweeted this today. I felt like I woke up with a hangover today. Like I actually had that feeling, like my brain just hadn't worked for 4 days properly. That I'd just been staring at the screen mundanely, pressing like down on the left stick and shoot. And that's all I've been doing with my life for 4 days. And I'm halfway through it. I got to do this all over again.
How many games is reasonable for you then? Or how many games would you like to see? Or to all you guys?
100.
150.
100.
But I'm pro.
I don't
100.
mind if it's
150 is
250.
reasonable.
They just got to put the centerpiece in way earlier.
So here's my gripe about it. It's not necessarily just the offline grind. It's just the grinds in general with these like these cards, these Friday cards. Listen, 15 unlimited games is cool, you know, and whatnot, but 35 offline, 35 clutch time offline, that just gets old every single time. And I get why they're doing it because they want us to grind these modes.
No one's going to
35
do it
games
though.
is too much. I understand. You're right, DBG. Nobody is, but it's just too much.
Of
It's
course.
too much for everyone.
We
Not
knew it
even
was
that.
too. We knew it was too much when it was in the game for Odom. It's been
Yes.
like 10 weeks and nothing's changed. It's not going to change.
It's not going to change, but it
There's no
should.
reason that I feel like I missed a whole week of playing the game. I only didn't play on Thursday. I swear I got on, and it just felt like I'm so far behind. I'm like, bro, why do I
Yeah.
feel this way? Like,
Yeah, you said that earlier. You were like,
Yeah,
you missed
I'm
a
like,
day and you felt like
this
you're
was
behind.
one day. I felt so far behind. I'm like, bro, what?
This game is obviously there are people that enjoy it. There are individuals that are having fun. The vast majority of people are just drained.
It's a lot.
Like
It's a lot.
It's hard to enjoy this game without playing it or without putting so much time into it that it feels like you're working a second job.
Well, I mean, the reality of this game is it's really the only game, at least that I can think of right now with its current content structure, where you can play this game. And I know people are going to jump in the comments or in the live chat and tell me that I'm just trash, which is accurate for sure. But like, you can play this game for 50 hours and not get a single reward. That's real. You can do that. And
Makes
that
sense.
is
It's
pretty
a-
ridiculous. It needs to change. Like,
It's
that's just how
mentally
it is.
taxing, Ludes. It's mentally taxing, and not to interject, but alluding to what DBG and you guys are saying, man, it is really rough on the mental state. We have lives. There's kids out here that have school. You know what I'm saying? 35 clutch time games, 35 triple threat offline games, the TTO 25, 15 unlimited. That's crazy. I mean, I get it for a player that some of us may or may not use. I know I won't use it. I want it for my collection because I'm just that type of guy. I'm a collector. And I do enjoy the grind. I know my man DFS, he enjoys the game. He enjoys the grind. There's a lot of people that really enjoy this game. And I'm all for that. I'm for you. But at the end of the day, let's find some balance here, in my opinion. That's just me. I feel like that if we create some type of balance, which as DBG said, they probably won't change it. There should be some change with that. There has to be.
It's just interesting because like it's a lot, right? Like if it was reduced, if the Friday takeover grind specifically was reduced, let's say by a third.
Yeah.
Lou, do you think you would have done that to get Eddie Jones?
For sure, absolutely. Yeah, if it was only 15 of each game, I'd probably do it. Like, I'll be honest, I despise Triple Threat Online with a burning passion. I will not play it this year because it's, in my opinion, for me personally, borderline unplayable. But I still probably would have tried to suffer through it for Eddie Jones because I need a shooting guard so bad. Because Lance Stevenson sucks.
Yeah,
Jack Harlow can hoop.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm
I
a
can't
basketball
believe you said
purist,
wait.
and I'm really not
What did you
trying
just
to
say,
hoop with
Lutz?
Jack Harlow.
What did
You're
you say?
asking to replace
Sucks?
one of his favorite players with Jack.
Who did you just say sucks?
Lance Stevenson for me sucks. I can't
Where does
that
can't do
come
it.
from?
He's
Who's
good.
on your team? I need to know your lineup.
For
right
me. For me, I'm running.
Who's
Well, I
your
need.
lineup
It's
right
the type of player I need at the shooting guard. Right. Lance doesn't gel with the rest of my team. I'm
Okay.
running Caruso, Lance, Scotty, Robert Williams, and Jared Allen. Like,
now. That's a cluster F right there. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I need like a
Lance has a
minded shooting guard.
You already can't really dribble. I get it. I get it.
Lude's
You do.
Yeah,
creating
so-
narratives about his team that Lance is creating problems in the dressing room.
Get-
and
Yeah,
Kelly
he
Oubre.
is for sure. He's texting my other players' sisters. It's like a whole thing. He needs to get out of there.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
Luke, I got one for you. Are you going to grind for Booker or no?
Yeah, I'm actually really close to Booker. I'm on 39, so I need about
Step God.
14,000 more.
Step back, God.
Yeah, once I
he
get
is your
Booker,
solution. You said it the other day. He is
for
your
sure.
solution.
But Eddie Jones, I think, brings kind of the best of both worlds. Like, he can create on his own, but then he also plays really, really good defense. So he would have been a perfect fit for my team, which is why I was so incredibly frustrated that my entire timeline got Eddie Jones except for me in this like weird 2-hour Twilight Zone type time period where the RNG odds were just boosted for every single person but me.
I didn't get it.
Can I just clarify this real quick? Because I obviously tweeted out that the RNG odds had gone up significantly. I'm assuming everyone on this call agrees that the RNG
Yes.
odds went up significantly.
My whole
Yes.
timeline was Eddie Jones
I
for
don't
about
think
an
so.
hour and a half.
I'm
It
not
was
going to name
ridiculous.
drop anyone, but the people that were subtweeting me about the odds not going up, like, just look at Twitter, dude. Like,
We
your own
didn't. There
timeline.
were weeks where we didn't see anyone pull a card, and then there was like
Mhm.
50 in an hour. Of course, it went up. There was an hour where more Eddie Jones were pulled than probably the previous 5 Fridays combined in all 500
Well,
weeks.
I did
want
it
to agree
all,
with you
right?
guys.
A lot in
I don't-
co-op
it's a
too.
hot take. I don't
Yeah.
agree with you guys.
And it was every single
was.
game mode too. It was like I got it from Unlimited, I got it from Co-op, I got it from the Vault, I got it from the Wheel. I still am over 1,000 games and have never gotten anything off the Wheel. I'm convinced that the Wheel it's not possible for me anyway. I don't know if I'm just
your situation with the wheel is bizarre.
I hate the Wheel. I'm about to go fight Drew Carey on The Price is Right. I'm anti-wheels from this point forward.
You've
Yeah,
got a
what
year,
is
right?
that?
Is it a year without pulling a card off the wheel?
It's about a year and a half now. Well, no, it's been about a year. I think Clutch Time was introduced in December last year, right?
It
Something like
was
that.
around
So
this
yeah.
time last year. Yeah.
Luke,
It's
I
been
know
a
what your
year.
problem is. Your
What's my
problem,
problem?
is that you need to get a P5, and I think there's just no other way to put it.
See,
Like-
you say that, but I remember the
I'm
last season.
about to start praying to Cthulhu at this point. Like, I
the
don't
last
know,
season
man.
of last, when Mark Eaton was on the wheel, he was like the first RNG card I didn't get off Clutch Time in the first 100 games.
I
and I
played
literally
400
switched the
games
coverage.
with Mark Eaton.
Yeah, that is a true story. Yeah.
You might have to get on next gen too.
I
I
played
played 400 games
1800
for
till I
him.
got my first one. And it was Gilbert Arenas.
I played 400 games for him, switched to current gen for the first time in like 6 months, and got him on my first game. So it might actually be the solution. There you go. There's a method that
You
works.
might have to go to next gen, Ludes.
I think
I
the
would-
only way
I
I'm
would
getting
love
anything
to
off
see
this
you
wheel
play
is if
next
I
gen.
fight Drew Carey at this point. So,
I would
Mr.
love
Carey.
to see you play next gen. Anything.
Here's my theory for you, Luz. I think the reason why you're not getting anything is because you're going to get the better stuff later. Look at the
No,
bright side. I think
no.
you're due, bro.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Mark Eaton was the best player in the game.
Listen,
He was never DBG. He was
He's
never
gonna
the best
get
player in the
15
game.
bannings in 15
Whoa, 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 whoa,
games.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa,
Disrespect.
Mark
Don't
Eaton was
disrespect
never the
Mark
best
Eaton,
player in the
dude.
game. What are we
Yes,
talking
he
about?
was.
Mark Eaton was a god last
He was a
year.
7-5
Mountain.
endgame before the end
He was
games.
never the best. No, he was not.
He
Who was
cleared
better than
last
him?
year. Yeah,
Who was better than him?
he cleared. I would be willing
Any
to say he was
endgame
better
card.
than Yao
I'd have
last
took
year.
No,
Joker
none of the
Joker.
end games were out when he was out. It was only Wilt.
Wilt was better than him.
No, he wasn't.
Nah,
Wilt was Curry slot.
No,
What
he
are you
wasn't.
talking about, Mark Eaton?
Mark Eaton
for
was a
real.
god. Mark
Be
Eaton
for
could
real. He
was
handle the
tough.
ball. He could do
You,
everything.
how
man.
would you know how Mark Eaton is? You didn't even pull him. I did.
Oh, I got him later. Don't
I
worry.
used Wilt
I
too.
got him when I had to win just 100
What is
games to
wrong
get
with
him.
this
Then I
guy?
got him.
Everybody catches trades today.
He's got full heel. Like, he's got full rock in his
I
prime
really
heel.
started something when I brought Lance Stevenson into the equation.
You did. It got personal.
Mark
I
Eaton
just
was
wanna
better than
say-
both, by the way. I had both.
I want to say I got Michael Redd twice in season 3. I got
Who's
super
like butter?
smooth like butter. 6 go crazy. The worst gameplay video of all time.
That is my favorite Twitter video.
But the worst gameplay video of all time belongs to me right after I got Michael Redd on stream. Okay,
Oh.
so I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody in the chat who's going to remember that special day.
Could you please, like, after this podcast goes out, could you please retweet that tweet?
Did you? Wait.
Go watch it now. He literally says, "Smooth like butter, 6 go crazy," and just shoots a red brick. It was the best.
That sounds like a DBG gameplay, though. It does.
You have a habit. I don't know if you've noticed this. You have a habit. As soon as you say the guy's got a decent jump shot, you can't green it again. Have you noticed this in your videos?
No, I've just seen so many people posting videos on TikTok of like just clips of me just shooting reds. And being like, oh, that's cash. Shooting reds. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake.
I literally
Like,
was
someone
watching
could make
your
a
open
20-minute
gameplay.
compilation of me shooting reds or airballing shots while saying, oh, good shot.
That's not good. 20-minute compilation is a very long. That's a lot of clips.
Yeah,
You
but
are
I have
the king of that, though,
7,500 videos.
No. I take what me 3 shots. It takes 3 shots.
Josh, we watched you against Shake.
Shake, that was troll. I didn't even take it serious till the 4th quarter.
What do you mean? You were up the whole game and blew the lead.
You know,
Like
he
I
was
said, I didn't
sweating
sweat.
during that
Yeah,
game.
like, I was not even
You were
sweating that. I
sweating.
didn't sweat that until the 4th quarter.
so it's going into 250, hoping to maybe have an outside chance of
I
qualifying.
promise
Oh,
y'all,
I
I
didn't
wasn't
sweat.
even locked to the 4th quarter. And if I'd have been in the stream, I'd have been even more locked if I'd have heard the commentary. I'd definitely been more locked.
No, you know what happened. You know what happened.
I know what happened.
Let's speak the truth for a second. Unless you're playing TT co-op with me for some reason, you're patient now. That's the difference.
Right.
When you played Shake, you were still 2K20 Josh, who
2K20,
hadn't learned
right.
yet.
Running
Shooting
the
a shot
gun.
from the logo 4 seconds into the shot clock.
Yeah, that's not locked. You can't call that locked, Josh. If I'm rushing, I'm not locked. Patient,
That was
Josh.
you locked
That was
there.
you locked at the time. You were just telling us like a couple days before how Tatum was going to carry you.
And he didn't. He actually disappointed. It was actually the Lynn show and the Scotty show. Y'all remember that clip? I went up for with a spin dunk, and then
It
we
was the
switched hands?
Algo show.
Nah, that was the Scotty show. It was a Scotty show.
How many hands did the ball hit off before it just dropped to Scotty for a
Listen,
wide
man,
open game winner?
Tell him get vice grip on those plays, man. I don't know what to tell him, man. Like he just got to do better. He didn't.
I think you told him everything you need to tell him with that flash pause. I don't think anything else.
Listen, I'm always down for a rematch, man. You know, it might be different result. You know,
That was the most unfortunate flash pause in history. I love the fact that he came at me as well.
Oh,
He didn't
I'm
even
sorry.
come after
It felt
you.
so good. It felt so good.
That was where it went. That was where it went too far. And it's like,
It felt so good.
why he just goes to somebody else? Like if he taken his anger at you, Josh, fair enough. But why he went at Jazz?
Because I was there.
Look,
Yeah,
it's
Jazz is there.
we've all been there. It's the unbridled
No,
rage. Like when you get
no,
truly hoed and then somebody fast pauses you, dude, you start to spiral. It's almost like you black out a little bit.
He
Yeah, I've
didn't
been
get
there.
hold. I got hold.
What you
weekend
mean?
limited? No, limited. No. I wanted to get my ring. I had to wait an extra 30 minutes to get my ring because I'm just trying to do my settings so I could go get this over with. He gonna dashboard me. Thank God it's out the game now. Shout out to 2K for that. You dashboard, you get the loss. I just
That's
do
so
wanna say
whack.
that.
I'm sorry.
So,
I hate that.
Yeah, I was upset. He's like, you know what? Take the L. Dashboard. I'm like,
Yeah, he did come at you the day before. Like he didn't realize
Did.
that happened.
that's all I played in my head. I'm like, you know what's a close game? I know this is agreeing with Scotty, and it was like an awkward flash pause too, because like I didn't do it as fast as I wanted to. It was like a
Pause for like a second and a half.
yeah. Normally they're like half a second, like half a
As
second.
soon as he released it as well. Like it wasn't.
I knew it was green.
I hadn't even
It
hit
had
it
to
yet.
be green. It had to be green.
It would have been so much better if it wasn't.
You
Ain't no winning.
should have just doubled down. You should just double down and like gone and shake. Going on, you should have doubled down. You should have played the heel
Can
in
you
this
hear the
situation.
guy right now? I don't know what energy.
Yeah, I
Mo
don't
got
know
me
if he
today.
should have doubled down. To be honest, I think
Oh,
he
no.
should have probably just let it go, man.
What
I
one
should've-
day?
I should've
Shake-
said
like,
GG.
we are still talking to Shake.
Pull it,
on the
Elsa,
pod.
dude. Let it go.
It will happen sometime.
Remember the whole GG's topic last week? I should have just said GG's after Flash wasn't right.
I really just did not know that was disrespectful. Man.
That is so
Maybe I'm
disrespectful.
old, dude. Like, I
can't
had
do
no
that.
idea, man.
You
Yeah,
can't-
I'm still kind of spun out by that. When did GG's become disrespectful?
And little kids got a hold of it.
You gotta
I
know
guess.
though.
Mhm.
You gotta know because people like they would. You know when somebody's really sweating, like they're pressing you, they're in every lane, and you know you just lose by 2, and like they know you're getting mad from because you're obviously getting hold. For them to have the nerve to say GG's is, I find that so insulting. It's like
demeaning.
you're being
Yeah,
smug
but like
about
I
the
feel
win.
like most people like would just be like, "Yeah, it was fun playing you, dude." And like, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
they don't say
Like,
that. They just say GG's, you're good. And with the if it's a lowercase LOL, so passive aggressive, bro. So
This,
passive.
all right, you know what? I always wonder what my parents felt like when
So
they first
passive.
learned
I
of
don't know
internet
the rules.
terminology, and now I'm starting to finally understand it because I have no idea
Oh.
the implications between like a lowercase LOL and a
Lowercase.
lowercase.
It's like,
The
it's like
amount-
if somebody
the
types you
amount-
K.
The
It's
amount
like
of
somebody
people
saying
that have
1K
taken
with a dot.
the amount of people that have taken offense to the way that I type, not what I say. Just I've heard people like genuinely taking offense. I'll just post something, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's passive aggressive." It's like I just end with dot in the vast majority of things.
I feel like every time you tweet, people hear it in your like 2K rant voice. You could say like the nicest thing, but it comes across as passive aggressive because that's what they hear from the videos.
It's entirely possible, yeah.
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 Just
better
like
hearing
Ty
you
could
talk.
He would say,
probably
"I had a
tweet the
lovely morning,"
meanest
and
thing
it's
at
like,
me in the
he's
world,
being
but he
sarcastic.
just sounds so happy all the time. I would just read it happy. I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Ty, man. That's nice."
Hey, you're the same. You could post the most positive thing in the world, and if I hear it in your voice, it's
Oh, yeah.
depressing.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's my
Look,
vibe.
I can't
I'm
tell if
go-
Luz is being sarcastic or not when he talks sometimes. I'm just like,
The answer's yes, always.
I'm
Like, yeah.
going full on anti-Ty Debo this year. Sorry, Ty.
Oh no.
oh,
We are-
shoot.
No, what I mean is like, I am going full on screw comp, just have fun. Whereas I'll tweet something now, like Ty's now quote tweeting being like, "This card sucks. This is horrible. You're doing it against bad players." I'm like, it's not the point.
Oh, you did it with the KD fade,
This
didn't
man
you?
said
Yeah.
donut lover 2, 3,
I stand with
4.
you with
That
the
sent
KD
me.
fade. I stand with you with the KD.
But
It's
does it matter? You're gonna play Donut Lover 2, 3, 4 more often than you
That's
play
what I'm
against a
saying.
comp
That's
player.
why it sent
You,
me.
you might run into Star J Baird on the East Coast servers. by
Run
the
that
way.
username by me one more time. Donut lover what?
2, 3, 4. That's who Ty call my opponents.
That
Guys,
was
I
a
changed.
sick
I changed my
name,
usname finally. I changed my PSN.
You did.
Did you really?
Star J Barrett.
Years.
Star J Barrett finally.
Aren't
No
you gonna
more-
be? What are you
no
gonna
more
do when
YT?
RJ Barrett inevitably leaves, though?
Oh, no, he's still Star J Barrett. It has nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? Star J Barrett. It doesn't mean anything.
Finally, you took the YT out of your name. Let us
Yes,
redeem
I
He's
took
did
it.
every
Smart.
week for 3
I
years,
took it.
dude. Like, what
Listen.
are we doing?
I haven't gotten no toxic comments yet, but now I feel like I could get away with being toxic because they don't know who I am.
Mhm.
Just
I was about to
turn
say, they're
those-
sweating you.
Did anyone
turn
just hear that
notifications
sentence?
off.
I can get away with being toxic.
I can get away with it. Like if they go there with me, I can go there a little bit more and not have to worry about
No
them.
one has ever gone there. Like, you start it every single time.
No.
You're
Jazz, you
playing
remember-
co-op
no,
and
listen.
you're throwing shade at me.
No. You remember 2K21. You was in the stream. Remember, it was a 12-0 run. I forgot what the dude said to me. The whole chat heard it. He said something very
Oh, that was bad.
disrespectful.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, you remember that. They do be starting with me. They created this monster that I am today.
I feel like Jazz brought up
Yeah.
like 10 different instances of you starting it. You brought up one dating back 3
no.
years ago.
Bro, I have
And
proof on my
he only
channel.
started it because Josh hadn't started it yet.
No,
Like,
I
he
have
probably
proof
would've
on
done
my
it in, like,
channel.
10
All
seconds.
it takes is a flash pause, or just if I even see a mic move. I don't care what you said. Now we're going there.
So what did the CPU do to you? Why are you flash pause the CPU?
Bro, CPU.
We
is
all
toxic.
know what the
Everyone
CPU
knows it is.
does.
We all know what the
flash
CPU
pause.
did, Jazz. We all
If
know
the-
what the
Well,
CPU has
fuck
done
you
to people.
guys.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
honestly
Here we go.
shocked that they haven't programmed flash pauses into the CPU yet.
How-
I'm giving them ideas. You should do
This
that.
whole
That
wall
would be a
would be
great
gone if
idea.
I ever got flash pause from the CPU. This whole wall, I'm tearing it down.
Imagine like you're
Josh.
playing a domination
Flash
game
pause.
and like you have to win by 15 and they hit a random 3 to make it 14 and then flash pause you at the end. That would be
I
so
would
sick.
be livid, bro. I would be. Oh my.
Josh, listen. Hey, listen. You know what you should have changed your name to though?
What?
Killer Floss.
Oh my god.
Killer floss.
That sounds like some 14-year-old who played Fortnite back in 2018.
I'm doing it. Killer floss. I
Killer
like that.
floss.
I think we're gonna do that tonight.
Are you really gonna pay 15 quid to have like a
It's $5.
Fortnite username?
It's $5.
You
It's
gotta
not
do it.
15.
I mean, you're the money
You gotta
maker.
do it.
Send me the money if you
I
want.
mean,
I'll give you
realistically, it's a
5.
better use of your money than Twitter Blue anyway.
You could say, yeah, if you're
Yeah.
out here buying checks, I don't know, man.
Wait, did you
Did
you not do it?
If we out here
me?
buying
You
Yeah,
checks,
didn't do
you
it.
I've
No,
done it.
no,
So I'm trying to think who
absolutely
did it.
not.
I need
No-
to find
no one on
someone
this
Couldn't be
who
me.
did it.
nah, man,
Nah,
that's
nobody here.
I got to
No
check
one
on
here.
mine. It's free. All right? It's
$9.99.
free.
Hollywood
Damn it, that's
BG,
right.
the only one who's got an actual one.
Yeah.
DFS,
know
I've
it.
got a question. What's the most toxic you've ever been in this game online?
What an interesting question.
That is a fascinating question.
Listen, man, safe space. It's a safe space.
It is.
There was
Someone's
Dude.
got like you get messages all the time, right? How did you get the logo, etc. You must drop some shade now and then.
Yeah, man. I've definitely been flash paused. There's no doubt about that. I've told dudes to stop pausing mid game. That's when for me.
is that the most toxic you've got? Is telling dudes to
believe
stop
it.
pausing?
I believe it.
I believe it.
And
I
like
put a curse on someone one time, and you're talking
my
about
God.
telling people to stop pausing.
But like you was in there like Chucky saying "Ade Due Dembela."
I dated some Wiccans before. I know some things. Okay.
You do? Yeah.
I can't even repeat what I said. What I've said on stream, especially when I went on a rant about the dude who basically said we all shouldn't care whether I lived or died on that 2K forum when he came into my stream. I went on a
crazy.
2-minute long, 2 minutes of swearing and calling him every name under the sun on stream with 6-man Sam in the stream. I'm like, oh no.
I almost said something about hurting his legs. That dude's legs who just made that comment about you. But you have to remember this is a safe space.
Yeah. Oh, I did not threaten him. I did not threaten him. I will stand that. I didn't
I'll
threaten
go
him.
there.
Did not say anything, but I did lay into him for about 3 minutes.
You know
I
what?
would like to specify that the curse that I put on was about getting rained on constantly when you walk outside.
That's savage.
Oddly specific,
Powerful.
but very tame, you know?
All he needs is an umbrella, so it don't matter. He just walk around with an
With me-
umbrella.
Yeah, but you don't know when it's coming. That's the
Always prepared, man.
It's the efficacy of it. You know what I mean? You could just be chilling, playing baseball with your son, just rain, but it only hits you. You know what I mean?
I
Real tight.
really want to get back into 2K, but it's something I want to do first. We're halfway through the podcast, we've spoken about nothing. It's been great. There's something that's more important than 2K right now, and it's sheep. I want someone to tell this story. DFS, tell us the story, man. Tell us the sheep story.
Cheap. Absolutely. So, for those who are watching at home that don't know, Jazz knows about all these holidays. Okay.
I definitely
And-
don't Google them in the moment. I just know them all. Yep.
What he'll do is he'll come on my stream and say, Happy National Hug a Sheep Day, or et cetera, et cetera. And if I don't follow the holiday, then I'm insulting his culture.
Yeah.
Or so he says.
Yeah.
So
This is what you do to him.
Yeah.
You can't do that to me. I'll just ignore you.
So what I
It was National Clean Your Fridge Day, and I was like, if you don't clean your fridge, you're disrespecting my culture.
So here's what happened. There is a place, I'm not going to say any names here because I don't think they want me to go back, that is definitely has some farmlands right by me. And I paid $20 to go in there and go in the barn and definitely spent some time with sheep. I may have grown up in Indiana, but I'm definitely not a farm boy or anything like that.
Please better go somewhere. You said don't want me back and spend time with sheep. Please get to the conclusion quick.
I went there and I asked the guy if I could hug a sheep, and he looked at me like I was an alien because it was National Hug a Sheep Day. My friend told me it's National Hug a Sheep Day, but I just took some pictures of the barn. I did not want to touch the animals, and so I got the hell up out of there, and it was all good. But shout out to Jazz for telling me it was that holiday. I would have no idea that it was that holiday if it wasn't.
Imagine if you're that guy and this dude just pulls up like, "Yo, can I like hug your sheep?" It's like National Hug a Sheep Day.
I can't believe he actually did it, bro. I was dying. Like, we literally did a bit of banter on Twitch, and 2 hours later, he's literally tweeted out that he's trying to hug a sheep right now.
I mean, today is technically National Chicken Soup for the Soul Day, National French Dip Day.
Why would they give a day to French dip of all things?
I don't know.
French dip is fire.
It's also National
does it deserve a day?
Except pizza without anchovy. It's National Pizza except with anchovies day.
Except with the anchovies.
Yeah. All pizza they accept pizza without anchovies.
I'm about to start a war. I'm about to start a war, guys. But anchovies nor pineapples deserves to be on any type of pie. I'm just going to let y'all know right now.
No, I agree with that sentiment for sure. I don't have a strong beef about pineapple, but anchovies are disgusting, and I stand firm on that.
Pineapples do not belong on pizza. But what does belong is Jazz telling us what holiday it is. So thank you, Jazz, and thank you, DBG, for telling us what holidays are coming up. Jazz, if you have a calendar that you want to let people know, definitely looking forward to it.
The first one was the best one because you were literally telling the deepest story. I've never heard DFS be so serious. It was like, it was your Saints Day, right?
Yeah.
And he's proper locked in for 5 minutes telling this deep story about how important this day is to him. And I said, just to be inclusive, it's also National Pumpkin Day in the chat. And he lost his damn mind. It's one of the funniest Twitch clips. We got to post that on Twitter as well. You literally lost your mind.
Jazz is hilarious at any stream, man. So big shout out to you, man. I want to give a shout out to you as well for hitting 2,000 subscribers and surpassing that. So you deserve that recognition and love. So
That's 2K was your first name on YouTube, right?
It was, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're bringing that back.
Yeah, that's when I used to post methods about the vault. No, I never posted it.
Hey, can we talk about something really important in 2K terms?
Yep.
Yeah.
The crossover series. Right. I would like to talk about this. I've been waiting to talk about this all week. So the crossover series implies that this Jack Harlow and J. Cole situation is not an isolated incident. And that in fact, every single week we're going to be getting outside of basketball people playing basketball. And I would like to know what people's thoughts are on that. I'm just really hoping for like an Adam Sandler card. I'm trying to hoop with the homie. So he's like 5'7", so it'll be tight.
I can tell you right now, I feel like this is definitely for the culture, the 2K culture. I'm loving what they're bringing. It's not just 3 cards. Last year, they gave us Ronnie Quavo in the game. This year, I think they should implement Drake, other guys like that, people
Sean
that
Kingston
would bring.
from 2K13.
I think we're going to get A Boogie.
Justin Bieber.
I think this crossover series will bring more people in. Like my man said, more people in than an Amy Jalen Brunson. Sorry,
100%.
Have you seen the people they used to get back in the day? Like Drake was in a 2K game. I know
Sean Kingston was. Sean Kingston was literally the best center in 2K13.
Yeah, 6'6" wide body, balling out. Justin Bieber shooting Euro step threes. Bow Wow was a god for years. Steve Aoki was in the game.
Mike.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Mike. He won't be in it, but Kanye was in 2K10.
They used to have really good celebrity teams. They had multiple Jersey Shore members, which is
Paulie D.
Yeah, he was like a top tier shooting guard. That was crazy. The 2K13 team was my absolute favorite. Any type of like mid tier commercial rapper you could think of, they have definitely been in 2K on a celebrity team at one point in time. And I feel like the crossover series makes me think that it's not just going to be musicians. I think it's more than likely going to be every week they're going to pick a different thing. Like next week, for example, it'll be athletes. It'll be like Myles Garrett and someone else.
They have to be scanned in though. That's the issue.
Yeah, but they probably are. That's the thing. They probably have had this planned already. Like that's probably the issue.
That makes sense about why they didn't invite any 2K creators to Summer League. Invited all the non-2K creators and scanned all of them into the game.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty sure
think that's
Jesse
where this is
Lingard got
going.
scanned into the game.
I think they're gonna have create like influencers in the game, not 2K creators.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
they're
think
gonna
by the
bring.
end of
They're
this
gonna
year,
try to
we'll see,
bring.
like Logan Paul, KSI, people like
That's-
that knocking at the door.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite part.
2K26, we're gonna get a point guard Jazz card, and I think the card's gonna have like the best rebounding animations.
I like rebound Bob McAdoo.
I stand by it. The day Henry moves on from 2K is the day he gets scanned in.
Interesting.
The day he quit, the day he leaves, because the less you are involved with the actual game, the more chance you are of getting scanned into the game. It seems obviously the initial group of people were all 2K content creators, but since that initial group in 2018 and 19, it's just been all non-2K people.
Now, look, I'm a basketball purist for sure. I would like my team to just remain former NBA players, but like the other thing I
Me too.
realize is the fact of the matter is these things are probably going to bring more people into the
I agree.
MyTeam mode than anything they could possibly do.
It
Like,
will.
it doesn't matter. They could give out a free LeBron James card, which they probably wouldn't do in a
No.
moment situation, and it
False.
would literally fail in like pale in
False.
comparison.
False.
What do you think?
Christmas of 2018. The
Oh,
most
no,
up
I mean, I
in the game
remember.
mode has ever been was when the free
When they
LeBron.
took away that free
Yeah,
pink
Yeah, they took
diamond
it away in
LeBron,
2 days. Like,
bro.
Yeah, but that was like, if you look at Google Trends, it's the highest point of MyTeam in history. Carlos went from averaging like 8,000 views a video to 80,000 views a video in like 3 days from momentum from that.
true. All right, and I guess maybe LeBron is a bad example,
know
but
how-
like another
I was hurt
NBA
from that.
star, they could literally put in a famous person into the game instead, and it would probably bring more traffic to the game mode. Like, guaranteed, Jack Harlow himself has brought more traction to the game mode than the last 5 pack drops.
Yeah. Just wait till they bring out a Dark Matter Drizzy Drake or something like that. I mean, guys, right now with this series, it has so much potential because it's shades of NBA Jam. No, this is shades of Def Jam Vendetta. And if you know what I'm talking about, Def
Yes.
Jam, everybody,
Yes.
Def
It's
Jam
only a matter of
Vendetta.
time. I mean, I said this as well. I mean, if this works for 2K, then they'll bring this into WWE, and that is where they're
Yes.
really going to make it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Wait
it's
till-
cool. Honestly, hot take. I think it's cool, but I'm just not trying to use celebrities in my team. I'm not gonna
Why
lie.
not?
You don't
I
have to.
am.
They're not good. You don't
No.
have to. You're
It sounds cool if it gets people in the game. I think it's
I don't know,
cool,
though.
but honestly, the idea of it's not exciting to me at all.
Who's your
If it
favorite artist right now, Josh?
Huh?
Who's your favorite artist right now?
My
Right
favorite
now.
artist? I don't even have one at the moment, honestly.
See,
Till
that's
they
the
bring
problem right
maybe
there because
Stevie Wonder.
See,
No, but
bro,
that's the thing.
Stevie Wonder. Imagine popping somebody with Stevie Wonder
No.
talking about.
Oh my
But
god.
he'll definitely have. I can't even make that joke. I can't even make that joke. I was about to make
I'm
a
just-
joke and I'd have got canceled.
I'm just saying this was a thing from NBA Live. If you don't know, back in NBA Live 18 and 19, they scanned in so many people. Like in NBA 19, Live 19, you could get the
Chris
professor,
Move
you could
was
get
scannable in the game.
Chris
I remember.
Move you could get Chris Move to join your team in certain game modes.
Maybe I'd use Chris Move, but it's not like
They're going to do it again. I think COVID's stopped that. I think COVID stopped that. I think they'll do it again. I think we'll see 2K creators in the game again in the next year. What were you going to say, DFS?
I like the fact that, Matt, you mentioned the culture of it. So you got J. Cole with the duo with Dennis Smith Jr. and
Yes.
people know right away, that's the song lyric. And DBG, I know you talked about fixing the jumper, and you see that Jack Harlow has Tyler Hero's jumper. I like that stuff. I like references. That makes it interesting for me. I tweeted about the duo yesterday, and people were definitely interested in that. So I like the celebrity cards. I really like the fact that Quavo was in the game last year. I know that definitely brought some confusion to people. Who is Quavo, things of that nature, but he can actually hoop. J. Cole, we know he can actually hoop. Like, I wanted to see him in the game.
His jumper sucks, bro. He almost pissed.
Harlow clears.
Bro,
They gave him
almost-
default big jumper.
But I'm using.
They gave J. Cole a duo, though.
Nah, I don't even call him J. Cole. He's Jermaine, bro. That's Jermaine. That's it.
Hermaine. Hey,
Hermaine.
DFS in my stream, everybody's asking, Mojo, why is he duoed with Dennis Smith Jr.? People don't know that Fayetteville, my backyard here in North Carolina. That's where they're from. Dennis Smith Jr. played at NC State. J. Cole is a hooper, but his shot is baited. But Harlow,
They should have put PD Pablo in.
come on, man. What? Come on and raise up. I know you're being funny, but bring him in. I'd like to see it.
I'm trying to think who's the craziest person that is actually scanned in. Obviously, I'm guessing Logan Paul is because of WWE.
Yeah.
That's
Flight
super.
scanned. Flight. I know he won't take the money, so he won't be in the game. But Flight is scanned.
Kevin Hart, maybe.
I'm not sure.
That would be so
Bro, you
sick.
trolling,
Nah,
bro.
I would hoop with a
I'm
Kevin
not.
Hart card.
I would
I
hope
would
with
never
Kevin
use
Hart
a Kevin
too.
Hart card.
4-4-11 card. Talking about all right.
Guys,
Yeah,
the
I'm
big
out
question
here.
right now, I don't know if anyone knows the answer to this question, but the way it was phrased when they dropped made it sound like they're not going to be available online after Monday.
Wait till Monday.
Yeah.
What do people think is going to happen?
You think they're gonna
I'm
put,
not
like,
really
the
sure.
nod?
I mean, I'm guessing they were probably phrasing it that way to test the reception and then kind of go from there. At least that's how I read it. That's how I probably would have done it. I would have let it be online available and then kind of gauge the response from the community. That's probably what I would have done personally. But I'm not
The
really
way
sure.
I read it, I think it's just missing a comma. I think the way it reads is like they're going to be available online, but it's like pick up these cards that will be available online for a limited time. I think it just means that you've got limited time to get the cards. I think it was just really unfortunate.
I need to find this because I think you have slightly misquoted it in a way that makes it seem a lot more like a comma's missing.
I think that's what it is, though. I think they will be available
where
for
is it?
Monday.
We know they're available until the end of the season, though. If you look at the season,
It says here, a card which you can use in multiplayer modes for this weekend, and then after that, Spotlight Challenge is live through season 2, which means they very specifically said you can use in multiplayer modes for this weekend.
But I think that was just hinting at
There's
the fact
no
you could use them in limited this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was either one of two. But if these cards, I'm cool with it. I either get to use Jack Harlow and J. Cole, which is fun, or on Monday, if they end up being offline only, I get to make another video ranting about it. It's great.
True. DFS,
you're
what did you say?
content.
That they're available for the rest of the season?
Yeah, they are.
Spotlight challenges are up for the rest of the season. You
The challenges. Okay.
and you see the agendas themselves because you get XP for doing 750 XP for doing each of the 3 challenges.
Yeah,
you get the tokens, you get the moon ball as well. So you're gonna have. I just don't want people to, when season 3 starts, I don't want people to say where are J. Cole and Jack Harlow at, because they're up until the season 2 ends. So I just want to let you guys know that right now.
Really what they should
Right.
do is extend it indefinitely. I mean, that's kind of a problem that I've been talking about all year, is the limited time nature of a lot of the challenges causes a lot of issues, and they need to take a lot of them and just extend them indefinitely.
I mean, it
Realistically.
literally takes 5 minutes to get both of them.
I know, but
think-
like people who get the game at Christmas aren't going to get these cards, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they want them. So just extend it indefinitely. It doesn't hurt anyone. Like, who
I think
cares?
season
Exactly.
2 is a really bad one as well, because Black Friday is the Black Friday is the last Friday of the season. So many people get the game on Black Friday, may not boot up MyTeam straight away, and then a bunch of things like reset for the season. Like those new players that get the game on Black Friday genuinely will have nothing to grind for, because they're not going to get a centerpiece in a week. They're not going to be able to re-grind for any of the takeover cards if they've just got the game.
It's very possible at that time we're going to move past trophy case.
I hope.
I
I mean,
so.
they've already have to
Yeah.
a
I
certain
hope so.
extent.
Yeah,
We're about to get
I
Dark
agree.
Matter soon. So
Like it's draining. It is
Because the
mentally
entirety
and
of the
physically
player
draining.
base has really themselves kind of just gone past trophy cases. Like no one in here cares about them anymore to a certain extent. You know what I
Dr.
mean?
J is gonna be the best.
I want
shooter.
Dr. J.
Who can
Yeah.
like?
Me too, but I'm so far behind at this point. Like, what's the point?
I'm just
Dr. J.
well, my beef is we're not really not beef, but my gripe is this. Just release the legendary franchise moments and the elite franchise moment already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just getting old and repetitive. You know what I'm saying? DBG, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I said yeah, agreeing with you. No, I'm
But
keep going.
it's just release them. Just release them.
Julius
They could have
Randle.
released
But
those a long
are
time
you
ago.
guys ready for the
Actually,
second set of trophy case players that they're going to drop at the back half of this year? Or?
I don't think they're gonna
What's
do that.
I am fully convinced that come February we're going to have a whole new trophy case grind.
I pray to
Think so?
God they
Wow.
don't, bro. They ain't
Oh
gonna
yeah,
give
I
me-
100% think so.
I don't
No,
think
I hope
anybody
they-
sane enough is gonna grind it.
No,
Yeah.
what are you saying? Are you serious? You think the community is not going to grind that? They're going to grind that. We're
yeah.
all sitting here with trophy case fatigue.
talking
The
about
minute they drop a
majority,
new
though.
one,
I'm talking about the majority. I don't think majority is gonna care.
Well,
'Cause
I mean-
at that time, it's gonna be like souped players coming in packs, and it's like, oh, okay, you got the trophy case cards. but
It'll be
then-
all Dark Matters.
yeah, they'll all be
Mhm.
dark matters. I mean,
Okay,
maybe
dark
opals to start with, and then they lock
Or
in for
only
DMs,
way-
but
Only way they could get people to do that, instead of like
have
locking
an end game as the reward.
No, not even
Yeah.
that. Instead of
Little
locking
card.
in like the elite franchise and stuff, if they just made those like 15 players that you could get for that one team, oh my god, I would have no problem doing that, bro. No problem doing
I said
that.
at the beginning, like the fatigue of this would be so much lessened if there was 3 players on the way to the pink diamond. Like if there was a ruby, an amethyst, and a diamond on the way, the fatigue and pretty much all the complaints I have with it would probably be null and void, realistically.
And then honestly, I think the only reason they kind of don't do that though is the pacing of the collector level reward. I think that's another reason why they don't do that. But I think next year
they kind of solved that this year by taking like shoes and quartz and everything out of the equation for the collector level. So it's like they've already kind of gone
like you have all those players. It's like that's like what 15 players per team. That's still a lot of players.
I mean that's like it would add what an extra 45, so an extra 90 to cards realistically.
They are way ahead on the amount of cards for collector level, like proportionally for the year. Like they're just way ahead, which is why we're seeing these kind of limited pack drops. I think coming. They're trying to stem that a little bit.
Still 3,400 with a collector level, and I'm sure we're going to get more cards after that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think we're knocking around 1,000 cards right now in the game.
Yeah,
is there or thereabouts?
I'm at
they haven't even
800
dropped
right now.
but how
like collector level yet.
One weird question is how, like, obviously coming into season 2, there was hype about trophy cases and like grinding these modes because there is still that potential to get a dark matter. What's gonna how dead is season 3 gonna be unless Larry comes out in season 3, which is not which we all don't. I assume we all think isn't gonna happen.
No. I think season 3 is going to get like a lot of momentum. I think not a lot.
Season 3
I think it's
is
going
like
to start slow and then pick up momentum mid-season.
Yeah, but it's like
season of giving again. They're gonna do season of giving again.
But like, how do you remember how bad? But like, you're saying season of giving, but if we're judging it by last year, from the 13th of December to like the 7th of January, the devs are going to be on break. So we didn't get any content that wasn't packed content from the 13th of December to the 7th of January last year.
I think that's why they have trophy cases to keep us busy for that.
But like, that's what I mean is like, there's nothing new from season 2 to season 3, because if you're only grinding for that one dark matter, you're then spending an entire season grinding to put yourself in a position to get something in season 4. Like, I understand, like, in the long-term view, the outcome is the same. Everyone's still going to get Larry Bird in season 4. But I'm like, short-term, surely that takes any sort of actual hype out of the mode until the inevitable Christmas.
I think there'll be centerpieces more available, too. And like,
I think they might surprise us with, like, a glitch market.
But probably. Like, in what, like, if they do glitch market, the same crap as they did in 2K20, where you can play 2K21 and play 2,000 games and not get in. I think
to get franked.
This is my analogy for this game. Is it that it is a game that would be perfect for a pandemic that we're no longer in?
I want to play devil's advocate on that whole conversation real quick.
Go for it.
Okay, so
no, I disagree, please.
No, it's not necessarily that I disagree. Give me a couple of minutes just to run through my thoughts on this, right? So I think there's kind of 3 mindsets at the moment, right? There's people that are really engaging in the content, like enjoying the trophy case. They're here for it. I'm one of those people. Like, for the most part, TT Offline, I'm not a fan of. But right now, I'd rather grind for a trophy case card than play limited. That's where I'm at right now. So it's just where I am. Then there's 2 other groups which aren't playing or aren't engaging with the content. You've got people that physically can't, people that literally don't have the time to grind out trophy cases. And even for them, like I said, they've given out to over time. If you start playing now, that's a different story. But if you start playing at the start of the year, you've probably got at least 2 pink diamonds. I don't think anyone who's played this game at the start of the year doesn't have that. And then you've got the other group, which is people that don't want to. People that can, that do have the time and all of that stuff. But they simply don't want to engage in this content. And as someone who is kind of grinding this game, what I would say is I'm not grinding it like obsessively, right? I got Jimmy Butler in season 1, but I literally set myself a goal this season. I just want to get 1 other Galaxy Opal. I don't want to get the 2. So I'm going to do half of basically what would be defined as completing the season. There's some of it I'm struggling with as like a psychology. So people that were enjoying Clutch Time Online last year, right? People that would play the 100 games, get a pink diamond at the end of it. Yes, you would get things along the way as well. I totally get that. But you get the pink diamond at the end of it. Let's say that was, I don't know, Fernando Martin, right, from last year. This year, you're effectively doing something very similar, right? You're completing Clutch Time. You're getting a centerpiece at the end of it. You do have to do side quests and stuff. Like I said, it's not exactly the same, but fundamentally, it leads you to a pink diamond. One of the fundamental differences there on the positive side is you get to pick between 30 pink diamonds instead of being locked in to a card that you don't want. So, for example, if 2K dropped a Clutch Time Online card that we didn't like, we would just pan the mode for a season. I think that's 2K's attempt to solve it. I think they've also just increased the RNG odds, which we just skipped past quite drastically. And I think that right now it's not the perfect solution. Believe me, I'm not a fan of RNG, but it does need to be put out there that if they are giving these cards out relatively frequently, way more than they were, it resolves an issue that we've had for a long time, which is what do people do when they start the game? They can't get a card very quickly. I'm not going to let Lude speak next because I know he's just going to pound that entire conversation, and rightly so because he hasn't got a card in a year. But it is now more possible that someone could load up.
I wasn't going to pan it. All I'm going to say is I don't have an issue necessarily with RNG, but the fact of the matter is, at its current state, it feels quite literally hopeless. So it's just
for you, it is.
Yeah, it's like I don't care. Like I'm just like I'm not going to get this card anyway. There's no point in me being excited for any RNG card because I will truly never get them.
So just to kind of keep the conversation there, let's keep gameplay, everything else aside, right? Let's just look at the trophy case as a concept.
Yeah.
It does the argument. DFS, you speak on this first because I want to hear your opinions. Does the argument that this is very similar to what we were doing last year translate, or am I just wrong?
It makes sense. It definitely, there's validity to it because you do have the choice, and you do kind of choose your own adventure in a sense where you can go for the Central Division. I saw Derrick Rose, I saw Jimmy Butler. That's what I wanted to do, and yeah, I think it's definitely a valid point. I also understand the side of it where the trophy case could overwhelm some people, and I totally get that too. I like collecting. I think it's cool to see the different accolades that we see in the trophy case themselves. For example, Joakim Noah, Defensive Player of the Year. I remember that. D Rose won an MVP. I remember that too. So I like that aspect of it. I also understand how it can be overwhelming to a lot of people, and maybe people that don't have the time. The biggest thing is you go out there and you just, especially with J. Cole and Jack Harlow in the game now, you have fun with whoever you want to have fun with. Use the cards you want to use. We're out here, and me and Ty have been having fun talking about Chuck Person and Nate Archibald and Elvin Hayes and all this different stuff. At the end of the day, man, at the very least, they're another card for the collector level, so it helps the collectors. And you know what? I might not use them. I might not use Elgin Baylor, but I got him just for fun.
There's also another side to this, right? Because one of the big arguments to the trophy case is you don't get cards on the way. But also last year, if you completely clutch time 5 times, it wouldn't lock in for an opal either. So there is the other side of it, right? That's exaggerated. Matt looks like he's about to have a breakdown. Go.
No, I was not. No. I agree with my man DFS with everything he said. However, this is what I want to say. I want to make this publicly clear. The way they started off this trophy case, which the concept is a dub, but the way they laid it out, if it wasn't for HTB, CP the Doc, Most Ballin', and Bio for those amazing videos.
Hey!
If it wasn't for them, I would not known what to do. It took all of that and then some, and I still was confused. These elite franchise moments, these puzzle pieces was just too much. For me, at least, okay.
The fact that they still haven't dropped a tutorial is crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy to me. So with all that being said, they could have just matched up. For instance, right now, I'm on my way to getting Kevin McHale, which would be my 11 pink diamond. I'm looking for I think it's elite franchise moment. I might be wrong, but that's Kevin Garnett's Defensive Player of the Year trophy. All they could have done was just matched up that same piece to that, just made it similar, like you're doing a puzzle or doing match game. That's what it is, doing match game.
The naming is by far the biggest issue.
It's
elite.
I agree.
Like
what the hell is even that?
Duplicated like 5 times.
Yeah.
Just
I agree.
call it like MVP trophy in everything that it is.
Yeah.
No,
like
literally, I had got right. So earlier, I had got some rewards for the trophy case. And I don't even know where these freaking cards are supposed to go. I took a picture of it on my phone so I can come back to it and then find that freaking picture on Twitter that tells
I have
you
like
where-
4 documents open while I'm.
like and it's like the fact that I gotta do that is insane. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I'm about to find that picture
I
now.
didn't even know I had these cards. I'm like, okay, so now I gotta figure out what team I need this for and where this is go. Like, it's just too much.
DBG.
Yeah.
What was
Too
you
much
gonna say?
like,
bro?
No, I was like, can I just make one point? And this isn't for like, obviously we play this game a lot. We're on a podcast talking about the game. We are like people are involved in this community. If a new player opens up MyTeam, they don't have a clue what the trophy case is. They look at these modes. In previous years, maybe they saw some rewards. This year, they're going into these modes and they're scrolling up and they're seeing the top reward is a centerpiece. They mightn't have a clue what a centerpiece is or what a centerpiece does. They might think the centerpiece and the rare accolade or whatever is there for 10 wins are the same thing.
Yeah, that is the thing, and I fear for the people coming in on Christmas. I fear for the people that's coming in on Black Friday because they ain't gonna know what the hell to do. And honestly, I get it. But on the flip side, there's more content for us guys, and more content for you. You know what I'm saying? We can release those videos and we can help out the community. But I think it is a disservice to the community as a whole when we really, especially starting out DBG, we did not know where to go.
No, I agree with everything you're saying. But when you're talking about these videos helping out the community, I think that there is a subsection. We are a subsection of the 2K community. We are not like the people that are hardcores are not the 2K community. We're a subsection. And the problem is that everything in this game mode, and like I know for a fact, these devs work their ass off. The producers, everyone that works their ass off. They take feedback from everyone. They're constantly looking to make the game better. But it appears from the get-go that a lot of the ideas for this game were taken based on feedback from a subsection, and they projected the opinions of a subsection onto the entire community. When you're saying like this content helps the community, this type of content helps a subsection of the community. However, the greater community has gone. What was once a small subsection of community has become a much, much larger subsection.
So you say
because
there's no
the community
balance.
has just shrunk.
So you're saying that subsection that you're referring to is not matching the community, the greater community as a whole?
I think that now it is. I think that now it is because I think that we were a subsection of a greater community.
Okay.
But now I think that greater community has shrunk so much that small subsection of hardcore players has become the majority. What might have been a minority of the community, maybe 10, 15, 20%, I reckon is now 60, 70%, because I genuinely think that if outside of the hardcore fan base of MyTeam, that it's done. Like I don't think there are many left. I'm just judging by I can't find a game. I took 4 hours to find a game. At like midnight to 4 a.m. I couldn't find a game one days.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you directly. I want to ask you directly, right? You used to complete Clutch Time online every season, right?
Yeah.
Last year. If you know it's basically going to get you the toughest piece to get for a pink diamond, why won't you complete it this year?
Because Clutch Time Online is one of the most miserable gameplay experiences I've ever had.
Is it just
no?
Like
it is purely. This game is
aside?
not. This game is not made for 14 second shot clocks on a small court. I hate running at the rim, and that is the only way to effectively play Clutch Time Online. Is sprinting at the rim.
Are you saying gameplay aside, you would engage with it?
I think it's a kind of mix of everything. I think the gameplay wise, the Unlimited's fine. I think Clutch Time and TTO are two of the most miserable game experiences I've ever had. I probably would go and complete a Clutch Time thing. Go and complete it. But an ideal situation, if I was to win, say, I reckon comfortably this season, I could complete Unlimited, win 100 TT offline games, win 50, 60 of both Clutch Times, and 40, 50 Clutch Time or TT online games, and be happy out. The problem is that it's going to that extra 100. And I've been reset so many times in Clutch Time Online because I've faced legitimate top 20 on leaderboard guys 3 games in a row because nobody else is playing this game.
I speedrun it in 2 days the other day. It's just interesting. But doing that kind of changed my perspective on things a little bit. I'm going to be honest, because I was kind of like right where you guys are. And then I did speedrun it in 2 days. Got Steve Nash, who was my 8th pink diamond. And then it kind of kickstarted me back into the whole trophy case concept. And I've just been grinding since. And I realized that probably in about 6 days of grinding, I'm going to go from 7 pink diamonds to Anthony Davis, which, is quite a bold statement to say that, if I get 3 cards over the next week, I'm going to end up with a Galaxy Opal. I don't know. It's really made me think differently all of a sudden. I think there's like a fear to engage in the content. I really do. I think there's like a fear that people are like, people in this community are very all or nothing. I'm either going to do all of it or I'm going to do none of it. There is actually,
But there's no point. There's no point being anywhere other than that, though.
But there is, man. There is.
But what's the
I mean,
point?
you can't do
I won
half of it,
99
though.
games last season. I got nothing.
Listen,
I
this
mean,
is
you
my
did that to
strategy right
yourself,
now.
but like,
It doesn't matter. That's the point. You can win 99 games. If you get 5,999 points unlimited, win 249 TT offline games. I know no one's going to do this, but just in principle, you can win 99 games in every game mode. You can get 5,999 points unlimited, and you get nothing. That's like hundreds of hours for nothing. It is all or nothing.
It's not,
if you're not
it's
completing
not.
something, there's no point doing it.
It's just
All right.
not. The
Look.
mindset is, dudes, I'm going to approach you after this. The mindset is, like, if you're not going to get Julius Erving, it's not worth doing it. That's the mindset. This season, there are 9 centerpieces. If you're playing this game, you're going to either get centerpiece from the trophy case. TTO co-op is the one super fun thing in this game. It's so easy to get the centerpiece.
I agree with that.
And if you left this season with
Thanks.
Russell Westbrook, who in my opinion is still the best point guard in this game, if that was your achievement from this season, I still think that's a W. That's not all or nothing. That's a compromise. It's still a really big win.
But no, I'm not arguing an opposite of all or nothing. I'm not arguing a 5 centerpiece. There's no point doing anything. I'm arguing that it's like, this is my analogy that I always give. It's like every single to get a centerpiece, it's basically like telling you to walk a mountain. But if somebody is at the bottom of the mountain and the only thing they're told is there's a reward at the top of the mountain, and they look up, they see it as a daunting task, they might just turn around and walk away and say there's no point doing this.
Yeah, that's
but
the fear.
if you give them 10 different smaller tasks, aka a bunch of cards on the way and good stuff on the way that aren't puzzle pieces, if you give them 10 smaller hills to walk up with a lesser reward at the top of every one of those hills, and if you complete all 10 hills, you get the same reward because the 10 hills is the same distance as the mountain, people are way more likely to walk those 10 hills than they are to just walk the straight up mountain.
Do you not agree?
It's a mentality. It's a
Russell
mentality.
Westbrook is that card on the way to the Opal.
no. I disagree.
No, we're looking at it from 2 different perspectives. Like you're making the same argument, but you're looking at it from a Westbrook as the stepping stone towards an Opal, whereas like myself and Luz are looking at it as there needs to be stepping stones before Westbrook, because the grind for Westbrook is basically a grind for is almost same as like a Gary Payton grind, or like these used to be the big grinds, the be all and end alls were these grinds, whereas now the big grinds are now seen as stepping stones towards an even bigger grind in a time where we all have less time on our hands because we're not in a pandemic.
Like I said, I am playing devil's advocate to a large extent here, but we've got moments cards now. We got celebrities this week. They
We get one moments card a week. That is ridiculous.
We've got RNG cards now.
What is
readily
moments cards
available.
doing, man?
The
What are
Tuesday
moments
grinds
cards
are pretty easy. There's a lot in there now.
You're arguing. People are arguing moments cards. This is what I hate. Like, one of the arguments for moments cards is that nobody had ever argued moments cards as a way of saying these need to be the best cards in the game, because they never have been. What moments cards do is it links the real NBA into MyTeam. So people that are basketball fans are more likely to play the mode. It's nothing to do with the hardcore player base. The moments cards aren't to appease the likes of us. The moments cards are to get the casual fan base who might be fans of these NBA teams more involved in MyTeam. If they're seeing regular, frequent moments cards multiple times a week for players, they're more likely to engage in the mode in some way. If there's a moments card 2-3 times a week, but it's like you look at FIFA right now.
Just look at the moments
there's
dropping.
There's team of the week every single week. There is Champions League cards, Copa Libertadores cards, World Cup cards. Some of these cards are not very good. Team of the week in FIFA is very rarely good cards, but it's still a team of the week. It still gets people kind of excited to see who's coming out because they look at what's happening in the real world. At the end of the day, this is a basketball game. Like, there has to be some link to basketball, and I get it, we have celebrity cards, but moments cards is the only way that this game links to real basketball. And over the since COVID happened, they've moved so far away from that I personally believe that this game has nothing to do with the NBA. This may as well be called basketball 2K23.
When you say the NBA, you mean like
NBA.
the NBA today, right?
Today, yes. Like what is going on? What is going on in real
Eddie
basketball?
Jones that's one of Luke's
but like, and
favorite
also
players.
you can make the argument again. We've Ricky Davis and Tim Thomas are the best players in the game. Like, this mode is mode is a basketball video game, and I think the moments cards stop it from becoming a case of we might as well call every card Mamerto. Yeah. Every card is just generic face, generic name with generic SIGs.
Ludes, talk to us. What you saying?
Okay, so number one, let me circle back a little bit here. So back to the centerpieces and everything being the exact same as the grinds from last year. So like the Fernando Martin grind, right? I disagree with that because last year you won 100 games of clutch time, and you were given 3 different players. You were given one, and then one at 50, and then one at 100. So you were getting 3 different ones plus the players on the wheel, which would be the takeover players, right? This year you're getting the centerpiece, which you can then use to lock in for a pink diamond, which would be the same, except for the fact that in addition to that, I also have to go win a specified number of domination games to get to the domination game that I need to win. And I have to wait for a bunch of varied puzzle pieces to drop for whatever, and then whatever I have to do to get those done, whether it be like week 1, week 2, week 3 challenges. So it ends up adding like a bunch of more steps, a bunch more convoluted steps to the actual grind.
Yeah.
It's not just winning 100 games of clutch time anymore. It's 100 game of clutch time. Then I got to win, anywhere from 1 to like 10 domination games if I never played domination. Then I got to do all these challenges in the agenda to get the other corresponding puzzle pieces. And then in addition to that, I got to go do another one. I got to go get something from the token market. So it adds like a huge amount of steps to get a card that was already pretty difficult to get. DBG is 100% right with the mountain analogy as well. If you have things that you receive that are not puzzle pieces on the way to getting that top tier card, majority of people are going to be more likely to even begin it, not just finish it, but even start it at all. And I think that's kind of the issue here. I think the trophy case was a really good, it is a really good idea. It's just execution wise, they just need to add a couple little tweaks here and there. Like the floor plan on how you actually unlock the players needs to be out there for everybody to see, not just people who follow certain creators. Because let's be real, we get in YouTuber mindset quite a bit. There is a massive
100%.
population of people who play this game that straight up do not watch any YouTube content on this game. They hop on and they play this game. I would say there's more people that play this game that do not watch YouTubers than there are that watch like YouTubers, Twitch streamers, etc. I personally know so many people who play this game that don't watch any content. I'm one of those people. I make content. I don't watch content when I play this game. Even back in the day, like the only people that I had watched were just like random people who I looked up very uber specific things, but I didn't sit there and like watch videos constantly, right? So I feel like they need to put out a roadmap themselves so that people who don't watch content can see how to do it. And then there just needs to be steps on the way. So I'm confident they're going to do the trophy case thing again because it seems to be well received from a kind of large portion of their current player base, but there just needs to be some small little tweaks to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I fully agree. An adapted trophy case could be very, very good for the mode. But if they repeat what they've done in their current state, it's not even that like it's everything. It feels like a daunting task. If you're coming into it, especially if you are a new player, you're overwhelmed. And the easiest thing to do in general, and in anything in life, if you're overwhelmed, the easiest thing to do is step away.
You switch games at that point.
Yeah.
That's what you
like
do.
the easiest thing to do when you feel overwhelmed in any situation in life is to step away. And considering video game is a pastime for fun, there's no shame in if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like what the hell's going on, stepping away and doing something else.
No, but
I think a lot of people have made that decision this year.
And the other thing with the moments, going back to the moments grind, I know me and Jazz have these moments conversations all the time. And it seems like they may be, in addition to the moments, introducing like a celebrity crossover thing to kind of placate the moments crowd. But like DBG is not wrong in what he's saying about the moments, because the moments, tying the game to the actual NBA season, does bring a lot of people, not just like, I don't think the moments card specifically are going to take someone who didn't already plan on buying 2K and playing MyTeam. They're not going to go out and buy 2K and play MyTeam. But what it's going to do is going to cause people to get on the game more regularly because it ties with the NBA season. So if you have League Pass, which we got League Pass with the game this year, if you bought the 150 edition, you have League Pass. You can watch every game if you really want to, right? But then you jump on the game and there's absolutely nothing that ties it to the games that you were watching on League Pass that you got with the game. That's what they need to introduce more of. Just
But
tie it to the NBA series.
But there's going to be, and that's heat check, which heat checks will be coming in soon.
Heat
I
checks
don't-
are bullshit.
Okay, no, I don't want.
They've
heat
been
check.
bullshit since the day they were released
I
the
want
game.
dynamic
They've been
ratings.
But it's
bullshit.
coming.
Dynamic ratings. Stop. Heat checks are
Listen,
not
for
good.
us collectors, it's not
Heat
bullshit.
checks is not
We
good.
need it.
Dynamic
Yeah, but
ratings.
like that's looking
That's more
Matt,
cards.
No,
looking from a
heat checks aren't
perspective of a
good, but we
card
need
collector.
dynamic ratings.
We're talking about a completely different player base. You've brought in a completely different argument.
You just listen, DBG. You just
just
said
said
there's
moments.
nothing that's not tying to the NBA. That's tying it to the NBA.
Ah, there is
Real-time
playing this
stats.
current series.
Oh, wait, no,
cards are at the NBA.
no. Listen.
Let Josh talk. He's
the
been trying to
only
talk for
thing.
10
All right,
minutes. Let's
Josh,
see
I'm
what he's
sorry,
saying. Let's see what he's saying.
Moments is not the only thing that ties into the NBA. It is not the only thing that ties into the NBA.
Explain to me how the mode right now
It's
would
not
make any
the only
difference.
thing. I said
Ima-
it's not the only thing.
Okay, just Josh, I'll ask you this one question. Imagine the NBA season, there was another pandemic and the season got cancelled and never happened. Explain one way, other than the 3 moments cards, that there'd be any difference in the MyTeam game mode right now than the season's a month in, than if the last month of basketball didn't happen. Explain, other than those 3 moments cards, explain
But he's
one
saying
difference.
he wants more connection.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
I'm saying I want to add more. Yeah.
Oh,
all I'm-
sorry. My
Dude, I'm
apologies.
not
I do
disagreeing with
apologize.
you. Yeah, I was
I
trying to say
apologize.
that.
I thought you were arguing. I thought you were arguing there was a
No.
connection. I'm like, what? There's not.
Remember
there's none at all.
2K16? I had
Yeah.
fun with this. Remember when they had the dynamic rating cards?
Yeah.
I used to absolutely love that. And I feel like it helps with the market too, because some players' prices go up, some players' prices go down. And if you know the NBA, you know, like, okay, this player's about to play, let's say Memphis is about to play the Rockets. I know John Morant about to get like 40. His card price about to go up. So I feel like it works in a way where it can help the whole player base. And I think they need to bring back dynamic ratings, but do it the way they did it with 2K16. I believe that
we look.
Josh is right.
I mean,
I
agree with Matt,
I
but
agree.
heat checks are not implemented in the way that they used to be, and that's the unfortunate thing. If
They've
they were
never
implemented the
been
way
implemented.
that,
The last couple of years,
Yeah,
they've been
most
useless.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they've been useless
Except
since the day
for
they came
cards.
out. We had a 99 overall KD in the first month of 2K19 that nobody used.
Yeah. Go on, DFS.
that's true.
So my question to you guys, and I want moments cards too. I'm right there with you guys. What about moments of the month at the end of the month for October and November, even just November?
I'm for it.
The moment I really want to stress it a lot, because moments cards are only relevant in the eyes of the player if a situation like what Ludez said happens. That someone is watching a game, they see a player go off, and then in the next day or two, that card pops up in game. What happens with moments of the month is that somebody has a 55-point game on the first of the month. It then gets forgotten about over the weeks. Or I'd say, I'm trying to think, Desmond Bane's career high, 38 points. If they release the moments of the month at the end of November and then put in Desmond Bane's career high, no one will remember. And like, why the hell did Desmond Bane get a moments card? No one will remember. No one's
100%
going to log on to the game. Grizzlies fans are probably like, what game was this from again? And especially when it came to moments of the month, the pictures a lot of the time didn't match up with the game. We would have players getting moments of the month for games that they shouldn't have got them for. I'm pretty sure Sadiq Bey, not Sadiq, I might be misquoting, but there were guys who had huge games and then didn't get a moment of the month for that
RJ
game.
Barrett.
And they put them in for their moment of the month in some random game where they scored like 10 points. And same even like moments of the playoffs. Marcus Smart got a moment of the playoffs for round 1 of the playoffs, and he didn't have a good series against Brooklyn. He had no game that was moments worthy. He just randomly got one. So
the
like,
idea with moments, it really stems from what you have to do with the moments cards. You use it to keep the player base at a higher level, right? You use moments to encourage more people to spend more time on the game more consistently. That's what they're specifically for, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, they could be for, like, I don't know, placating the player base, giving more cards, but realistically, what they would be for, from 2K's perspective, is to keep people on the game and keep them on the game more regularly. So that's how they have to implement them, and that's
I think there's
basically what we're
another
asking.
layer to that, Ludez. Like, it's a fair question from DFS, because one of the things we like to do on the podcast is hypotheticals, right? And sometimes we don't need to, because Kevin Cruz literally came on the podcast last week and told us.
He's a new player too.
The Tatum moments last year is
Tatum
what
was
got
the
him
moments
the squad.
last year. Just
Well, the
heads up.
Tatum grind, it's a similar concept, right? The Tatum grind last year was basically what allowed him to build a squad immediately. So actually having a stack of these players at the end of the season is exactly what we've been arguing for this whole podcast, is someone could jump on the game, end of the season, build a usable squad, and then jump into the next season. So
True.
why wouldn't moments of the month be
And then-
a good
and
thing?
so-
Well,
sometimes
because I
they
think
do
it
the
would be
NBA
more
players too.
beneficial if they put them out the way they used to do challenges. I mean, they used to do it weekly. You know, there'd be multiple times a week we'd get a new challenge, and then they would stay there forever.
Yeah.
That's
how about
the
that-
issue.
Yeah.
You see how they do the week one and it's cool that they give us the trophy case things from that. If they did that with the moments, kept it there the whole season, I wouldn't be mad at that. Like, you know, each challenge you do, give us like maybe it's a ruby or a sapphire, and the week part 2 is a ruby, then an amethyst and a diamond. Like, you know, just something to make it more rewarding. Like I said, I did like the moments, even though that Tatum grind was insane. I did like how when I do a certain agenda, I'd have this option to get like one of the cards, like pick one of the rubies or pick one of the amethysts.
Yeah,
I thought that was
like
really
that
cool.
as well.
I'm just saying, we called the Tatum grind insane. That grind was 7.5 hours.
Yeah, we had no
that's insane.
idea what we were working with. If I could go back in time and bring that forward, I would stop
wish I
myself
had
from
it.
I
complaining
did.
about it.
That's
I
the only
promise.
content last year I didn't engage with at all.
That was 7. Like compare that. We got 20 something cards, a Jason Tatum.
Each
did we
takeover
get-
card is triple the amount of time.
Yeah, a
that
takeover
one
card is
grind
3 of
was.
those grinds. Well, there were
That
other
was-
cards, good
That
cards
was
in the way,
season
weren't
4,
there?
though. That was season 4. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to take a step back and also say, like, you know, we're still in November. We're still in season 2. You know, we got to get to season 8 and then season 9. You know, and like, I know you talk about all or nothing. The community wants everything right now. You got to pace a little bit.
You don't need to pace.
Yeah, but I'm not asking
delivery
for
of
I
content.
agree,
You need to
Rob.
pace the
It's a pace.
overall.
Just said.
You do
You
need to
need-
pace.
But you need to
Yeah.
pace the overall of the overalls of the players. I understand not
Well,
jumping
overall
too much
don't mean
overall.
nothing. It's all
But
about
if you go and
animation.
give, but if you go and give us a
Animation
bunch
based,
of
true.
like again, we have Ruby, Keldon Johnson. If this was this time last year, it would have been a diamond in packs. Whereas they can give us proper grinds, but keep the overalls low. Like season 4, we can't get an opal for doing an 8-hour grind. But why can't we get like an 8-hour grind with a bunch of rubies and amethysts for a diamond card?
And 2K knows what they're doing in relation to power scaling. I trust that they could do it
Yeah.
just fine if they wanted to. Like they
you,
could.
you know the funny thing, Ludes. I've got a question for you after I say what I'm about to say as well.
All right.
A lot of the stuff we request from 2K is stuff that they came up with just at a different point in time. And it does, like, just because it hasn't happened today. Like, moments went crazy, right? And then a week later, we suddenly had moments cards. Like, you just don't really know what's coming. And I think DFS is right, actually. I think there's a time and a place. Right now, they're focusing on the hardcore fan base, which you could argue is a good or bad thing. But the things that we're talking about not being in the game right now, I'm almost certain are going to come into the game at some point. Like, I think
Is
they're
that-
inevitable.
Is that not an issue? That like we're sitting there saying, oh, you know what? You're basically saying, you know what? We're gonna get good stuff later on in the year. Let's just calm down. When it's like, how many players are gonna buy the game in Black Friday when they got it on the
that's the
30%
thing.
sale, and they're gonna come in and quit and never come back?
Good
No,
stuff
I don't
is-
think that's what it is.
subjective.
Mm.
I get what
Stuff
Jazz is saying though, because I get what Jazz is saying because I was always saying that. Like, if they had the hardcore, let's say they didn't have the hardcore grind to start out the game, then a majority of people buy the game. Then when there's more people that's gonna buy the game around Black Friday and they add the hardcore grind, then people are gonna be like, I don't want to do this. Get
Yeah,
over
but
it.
the thing is,
No, but you can have a hardcore
those
grind,
people
but you
are
can also have
always going
smaller
to be
grinds.
here, though. Like that's
Yeah.
the
I don't
thing.
think
The
so.
people that they're attempting to kind of market the game
And-
for
and
right
on top
now
of
are
that-
never going to leave the game. They would literally rather die than stop playing 2K.
No, but then
That's
the
the
thing
thing.
with that, the hardcore grinder tools, why I feel like they have to cater to them early on, is because later in the year, it don't matter what cars they let us grind for. When the packs get hot, the packs get hot. It's just as simple as that. Like,
True.
you know what I
Josh,
mean?
True.
The auctionable cars are just going to be better than.
You're right.
But those guys are never
Josh,
going to
you're-
leave the
you're
game.
not-
They will always play the
But
game. That's
Josh,
what I'm saying.
you're not wrong. Nobody's complaining that there is a hardcore grind. It's just a lot of people are saying that that's the only thing there is right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Here's
Like,
the
I feel
thing,
like
though.
there's no way. There are ways that they can give content to people that aren't hardcore grinders.
But not
like the
previous
mode,
years, though, the
and it's
hardcore
like-
grinders didn't get. It's like they felt like they weren't getting
No,
anything.
that's a good thing. The trophy cases, nobody's arguing the mode isn't great.
No,
for
I'm
a
not
certain
saying.
type
No,
of
no,
people.
I get what you're saying. I'm not saying that you're saying it's a bad thing. I'm
Yeah.
saying I think they're gonna get to that point eventually. Like,
But
I'm just letting it take its course. Come season 3,
How many people have quit already? How many people are done?
No one
How many
plays the
casual
game
players
in the
have looked
first-
at this
We
mode
don't
and
know
said
the
it's not
answer,
worth
Chris.
playing and are
no
done?
one plays the game in the
I
first.
wish
2
I
months
had the
anyway.
answer.
But
I
no,
really do.
no, you can't. I've been messaged by guys who one time spent 4 hours in midday trying to find a game on NA East on Switch, and they can't. I used to play this game on
Who the
PC.
hell? I'm sorry.
No.
Who the
I used to
hell
play this game on
plays
PC.
2K on the Switch?
People used to. People used to.
No. That is such a small portion of
it's
the
not.
community.
That's like saying who plays this game in Europe when we can't.
That's
myself and
different.
Jazz can't play games
Europe
sometimes.
on the P5 or Xbox is, bro. The Switch community is probably this big.
Exactly,
I'm not
but it's
saying
now
they don't
literally
deserve
zero.
You know what? No. It's bigger than you would expect. I actually have a lot of.
It's
I
gone
actually
to
have a decent
zero.
amount of.
It's gone
I
to
have a-
zero.
It can't be that
Yeah, I
big.
have a decent amount
Every
of Switch
small
people in my
community's gone to
community.
zero.
Actually,
What's a decent
Like-
amount? What's a decent
The
amount?
Switch.
I mean,
Switch
dude,
guys
I
don't
have a
get
very
on
small
Twitter.
community, and I have probably about 15 or 20 people that literally play on Switch, which I know sounds like a very small amount.
You
But
know
if
what, guys?
think of its
Just
relative,
look, run up the numbers from our channel. I'll
But,
give you guys some
how
P5.
how many
Xbox.
how many trends do we need?
Get off the Switch, man. It's not it. I'm sorry.
How many
Wow.
trends
That's
do we
Mario.
need to see? How long do we have to see my team trending downwards compared to year on year? Normally, when the NBA season starts and the game goes on sale, there's a slight uptake, and
Right.
it's gradual, a little bit of uptake at Black Friday, gradual, and booms at Christmas. But
2K
how long do we have to see
spoiled
it
us.
going down? It's the
2K20
first time the
brought
game
the
mode has
game
ever gone
somewhere it
down in
shouldn't have.
relevance since the season started.
Look, no. 2K20
Look at
brought the game
trends.
somewhere it shouldn't have been, and we got spoiled by that.
Hey,
That's
Jazz.
honestly what
Well,
happened.
like the game
Nah,
has been in a
that's
bad
true.
way for years, and it's going
We did get
worse.
spoiled.
2K20
we got spoiled. Oh my!
We got
God.
spoiled. Oh my!
When
Hold
I
on.
say spoiled, listen, I'm talking about
Jazz
the
said he wanted
viewership.
more arguments
I'm
this
talking about the
episode.
I'm
He
not
got
talking about
his
viewership. I'm talking
and
about the
full.
fact that it's the only
tenfold.
time. It's the only.
I'm not talking
like,
about the
obviously,
content. I'm
the
talking about
trends
the
have always been the
views.
same, though. The mode picks up at the
Just-
same time every year. It's just obviously with the pandemic, it picks up at a higher rate. This is the first time ever that less people are playing after the season has started than before the season
Guys,
started. We're in a
I'm
month,
gonna-
and less people are playing now than a
I'm
month
gonna
ago.
Hey Jazz,
this
what were
out
you going to
before it
ask
turns
me, by the
violent.
way?
Yeah, I was gonna round it out before this turns violent because I know we could do this for 4 hours. Josh, the fact that we got spoiled last year is the best take I've heard this year. That is
It's
Well,
20,
It's so wild. That is such a wild take.
No,
Yeah,
y'all think
we
I'm
went
talking about the
violent.
viewership,
Last year,
not the
in
game.
December.
Y'all hearing it the way
viewership
y'all
is
want
it.
to. I'm not
How
talking
did
about
you
the
mean that?
game. The viewership. I'm talking
not
about
talking
the
about
numbers
viewership
we
either.
did. That's what
Okay.
I'm talking about.
I'm talking
That's
about
what saying.
trajectory.
Okay, you're talking about the trends, but I'm saying
I
the
should have
reason
held it while I had
high
it, shouldn't
20
I?
the
Yeah.
reason the trends was high in 20s because no one had nothing.
No, you're the trend is the viewership is higher. That doesn't matter. The trend is going down and
Okay,
down and
all right.
down. It doesn't matter. It normally picks up. Even if those are higher, there's been a trend every single year where my team picks up when the season starts because people are watching the season and are playing my team. The trend is now down for the first time in the history of my team. The My Team mode is going on a continuous
After the
downward
pandemic,
trend
people
after the
realized
season
there's more to
starts.
life. That's all that
Right.
happened. After the
No,
pandemic.
it's
You
you're
were dropping
missing
some
the
wild
point.
hot
You're
takes
thinking
right
I'm
now. I'm
complaining that it's
loving
not
it.
a pandemic numbers, and I'm not.
Josh,
I'm
put the glasses
complaining.
back on.
Making it the
Pandemic
point
numbers,
that
man.
it's lower than it was 1 month ago.
man.
For the first
Nah,
time
hashtag-
ever,
hashtag
there's been a drop
COVID-19.
between October
Okay.
and November in relevance.
It
to
is
my game.
lower
First
than it was in
history of the game.
2K18. I will say that. That is accurate. The Google
Sorry?
Trends do indicate that
Mhm.
it is lower than it was back in 2K18 when everybody left the game to go play Fortnite.
Yes.
Anyways, Jazz, what were you going to ask me?
Yeah, I just want to see. There's two things I want to say, but the first thing I'm going to say is going to drive people mental.
Go for it.
I've been mental all
Do it,
episode,
Jazz. Let's
man.
let it fly. Let's let it
Okay.
fly.
So I think I'm going to prefix this with like several things before I get jumped on. Should this be the way? Not necessarily. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But we are here because 2K have been responding. The lack of accountability sometimes is wild in this community. The one thing, and should it be both? Yes, because I know that's the immediate kickback I'm going to get. The one major complaint throughout the whole of last year is there wasn't enough to do. There wasn't enough to do. Wasn't
From
enough to do.
the 1%.
Let me finish what I'm
The point
saying.
we're trying to make. You're arguing
Oh,
against
no
the point.
money.
Is DBG. The 1% are the content creators that are making videos about this stuff. And 2K do watch that stuff. So the 1% are more important because they're the ones speaking for everyone.
And
Like,
But
at
we
the end of the
shouldn't
day,
be.
that's what they
I'm
were
an angry
shouting
Irish
about
guy. I
the whole
shouldn't
year.
speak for everyone.
no,
People were
you're
shouting
the most
about it the whole
influential.
year.
You're the most
The
influential.
whole
They
year.
gotta cater to you guys. They have to.
I'm not talking about DBG. I'm talking about the whole community. The community that has influence, the influencers in the community.
Right.
For the whole of last year, there wasn't enough to do. Game was dead by June. Why are we not getting spotlights again and again and again and again? And 2K spent 3 months building a game that will solve that problem. and we immediately complained about it. I'm just saying that's what happens.
No.
Jazz,
I will
correct
say
me if I'm
I
wrong.
immediately
Jazz,
complained about
correct me
it.
if I'm wrong. Do I not always say the community gives 2K a hard time? Do I not always have that conversation with you?
We do.
And they do.
I mean, but at the
We
same
do.
time, I mean, we just kind of outline
never
the
be happy.
issues, though. It's like it's not like we were just saying like I hate
I never asked
with
you
this
that question.
game and I hate this grind for no reason whatsoever. I mean, it really just comes down to I wish there was just more stuff on the way to the top of the mountain. That's it, man. That's
Yeah.
all I got to say.
Okay.
2K, listen, hold on. 2K is doing the very one thing's for certain, and we highlighted this last week. 2K is really doing their damnness. They're doing their hardest, okay, to make a good game. They have the potential to make this game even greater. It's all up to them. The ball is in their proverbial court. With that being said, these grinds on the way to top that Lou and saying, I totally get, playing 15 unlimited games just to get in the vault and get 1,250 tokens or MT is not cool all the time. You know what I'm saying? I do want to see more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if instead, and especially for the takeover, and I don't mean to pivot this way, but I'm going to say it anyway, instead of the win, they just need to make it play. So it could be just a combo to everybody.
That has the issue of it happened a while ago in limited.
Okay.
Where everyone would just chuck full core shots for a whole game.
AFK.
It would cause another problem. Making it play causes another problem. Even half the amount to make it win. But the play game causes
they're doing that anyway.
Another problem. It creates another problem.
I agree, but they're going to do it anyway.
But they only AFK in one
problem,
mode
it's
now.
still
They'll AFK
better
in every
than what
mode
we have now, though.
They only AFK in one mode, but if they bring in play, it becomes AFKing in every mode. And not only that, you're going to see 5 times many AFKers.
They do like Madden, penalize them for griefing, and then boot them.
There's no way of booting them for AFK and putting in a system that couldn't also potentially just boot someone for going down and answering the door and leaving for 10 seconds.
Timeouts. You could call a timeout. Somebody who's AFK is not calling a timeout. They're literally going to do something else. If I gotta answer the doorbell, timeout. I'll go back, come back for me.
A lot of people are scared to call timeouts and let them run though, because they'll get messages about how they're trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I think
because I want to answer the doorbell.
Literally, dude. There's some times where I don't even pause the game to like go get my food because I just know that I'm gonna get like 16 messages from some weird little high school kid named Chandler yelling at me because I'm not taking the game serious enough for him because I went to go get my pizza out of the oven, dude. All right, that's why.
See, with that, I message people when it's like 2 timeouts. You let the whole timeout run, and it's a second one. Sometimes they even push it to 3. I'm like, okay, now you're messing with me. But my favorite thing to do is I turn on my favorite anime, put it to the mic, max volume. We're gonna watch the show together, buddy. We're gonna watch the show together. That's it.
Well, listen, go doubling back to what I was saying. I'm gonna finish. Jazz, I got to finish this. Doubling back to what I'm saying, and I want to go back to what Ludez was talking about with the possibility in February, whenever it was, that we might have the trophy case grind, which I love. What's going to happen then when we might not? The possibility, which scares me, not get Spotlight Sims then.
Well, I mean, realistically, I think they could tie them both together if they were just to put some cards in the mix on the way to the trophy case. That would solve everything, and I'm hoping that they see this. And that when they inevitably do a trophy case,
it doesn't solve everything.
What do you mean it won't solve everything? How will it not solve anything?
No.
Oh, it helps. It doesn't solve everything.
People are gonna complain.
It does help.
If we get more cards, they're gonna complain. Yeah. The CPU is still too hard. We're getting paint mat. It's not gonna solve.
Yeah, no, the CPU
it's
needs
gonna
to be
solve
nerfed.
some.
We covered that.
I mean, that's universal.
Yeah, we all know. No one's arguing that.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
I will complain about that today, like happily. Ludez, shall I ask you my question?
Yes. I forgot about it.
It's actually been 32 minutes. I've been keeping track. Right. So let me ask you my question.
It's witching hours now.
Obviously, the rest of you talk about this as well. So I think I am playing devil's advocate, as I have been for most of this podcast, by the way, just to make it interesting. And I think it has been.
All right, Judge Judy, let's go.
Yeah. I'm having to prefix everything. It's bad. So with you, right? You're trying to build a squad right now. You need a shooting guard, right? That's your situation.
Absolutely.
So I always talk about this, like with the trophy case cards, I've got 9, right, including the opal. I'm going to have probably 10, including the opal, by tomorrow. Worthy and Jimmy are running. They're the 2 that actually run. The rest don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many of them do you actually use?
I mean, 7 don't make the squad. Like I don't use RIP, but these are the cards I'm using over them, right? I'm starting Diamond Artest over Rip, for example. I've got Alex Caruso as my backup point guard instead of Derrick Rose. How far behind are you really, do you think? There's two parts to this question. How far behind are you really in terms of, if you miss out on trophy case cards? That's a very real conversation. And the second thing is, you are clearly hindered. This isn't a question, this is more of a statement. You are clearly hindered by the fact that you drop a huge amount of MT on packs each week for content.
Yes.
Otherwise, you could buy whoever you want, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So, how far am I behind right now? I mean, I could get Jimmy realistically at some point this season, right? So,
You're gonna get
I'm
Booker.
not necessarily. Yeah, I could get Booker too. Booker for sure. I was just talking mainly about the trophy cases, but I mean, I'm behind on the trophy cases, and I understand that I'll never end up getting, like, in the time when he would be a top tier option, I'll never have Dr. J in that time period. Like, that's not going to happen, because if I know one thing, it's that once a top tier option is available via grind, 3 to 4 weeks later, a even more top tier option will drop in packs. That's the nature of the beast. What? Yeah, okay. But where I'm at right now is a very unique spot where I don't necessarily have money to spend on pack openings, but I still have to do them consistently. So I never really have enough money, or MT, I should say. I never have enough MT to buy like a high tier option, but then I also am unable to grind for the high tier options because I'm already super behind. Right? We just talked about it. I mean, everyone on this podcast, nay, except DBG and myself, have what, 9-10 trophy case piece options. Like,
I mean, DBG has checked out of the grind. Like,
yeah, no, me too. I mean, I'm done. Like, I'm
doing a Nuzlocke and playing with Team Heart. I'm just my center is Charlie Villanueva right now.
Charlie Villanueva is the homie.
Yeah, just never wait 20 seconds again. I think that's the only advice I could give DBG.
Ludes, I got a question for you now.
Again.
Yeah.
Go on, DFS.
You said something. You said you have to do the pack openings. Why? Yeah. Like, why is that a thing you have to do?
Because the player base is so low at the current moment. That's the only way my channel survives.
Should we talk about packs? Should we have a nice light-hearted conversation?
Yes, let's talk about packs.
I don't know if I can have a light-hearted conversation about packs with my current pack odds, man. I don't know.
Let's start with DBG, man. He's looking like the money man over there with that suit on.
No.
That's why I called him.
Not yet.
So let me start it out by
Jazz,
saying
why?
I ain't gonna lie.
I thought we were gonna get through it.
Okay, so let me start out by saying one thing.
The pack passes here, guys.
I'm not quite literally watched back all of my pack videos, and I have opened somewhere around 1,000 total packs this year, right? I have 1 pink diamond and 8 diamonds. Those are not even.
Just get good.
Do you know I've opened 11 and have more than you?
Yes, that's insane to me, dude. I'm telling you, I can't get anything from RNG. My pack odds are horrendous. Like, that little intern that lives in my walls that spurns me on a daily basis is back to work full time. Clearly, they found it in the budget.
Man.
No, it's not. I've opened packs on both. That's the thing. I've done both.
And it's not a P5 either. That's the sauce, bro.
Oh, you're trolling me. Okay, I thought you were being serious for a second.
I'm gonna time out again. Ludes, people are watching you for you, man. You are entertaining. You have entertaining.
At the same time, the people who are left on the game are not looking for people who are entertaining. No. They are hardcore 2K grinders. They do not care if you are entertaining. They are looking for tips, bro.
They got sweat dripping down their nose, watching these videos.
I have an exception to that, which is the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. Podcast is
shout out to you guys in a live chat.
For sure. But I mean, I enjoy
watches
doing
the podcast. I'm just putting out there
like what it is.
I'll say this, to be obligated, to feel obligated rather, to pull packs. I think that is it's sad, but it is content, and I get it. Where
I should specify that I genuinely enjoy doing pack openings. I really do. It's just it's the fact of the matter is I cannot pull anything this year, and it drives me nuts. But I accept that because that's how my luck has always been. I've always had horrible pack luck, except for 2K20 for some reason.
It might be,
which is probably why I hold this game in an esteem far higher than it deserves to be held. I will say, controversial opinion, 2K20, from a content perspective, content only, not gameplay, is probably the best 2K MyTeam experience that ever has been.
Pack odds were great that year.
Post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
I agree.
That content, like, it was not good pre-pandemic.
No,
I'm just
it
putting it out
wasn't.
there.
But
Or the Evo cards were good, and that was it until pandemic.
I don't know. I like the original Spotlight grinds. I feel like that was pre-pandemic.
You know, they were 8.5 hours of grind.
I know
They
they
were
weren't
crazy.
bad, and we thought they were miserable.
Well, here's the problem with them though, that you had to buy those expensive cards.
You had to buy the cards, yeah. DFS
Yeah,
is great.
no, I'm not saying there wasn't issues with it, but I think
No.
from a content, just from like a pure volume standpoint, that's the most and best content that we've ever received in a 2K game, period.
Well-
And a lot of that has to do with, yes, the pandemic, sure.
Mhm.
But my pack odds were great then, so obviously that's why I hold the game in a little higher esteem for sure, because I was actually
but the
pulling
more
things.
you are, the better you do. Go on, DFS.
Yes, we got a lot of post-pandemic content in 2K20, and I remember buying, and I wasn't even in the community back then for real, but I remember buying Pink Diamond Carmelo and Pink Diamond Kawhi for the Jeremy Lin and all that different stuff, and that's where the problem was with that. I would argue that we saw a lot of great content across the board in 21. I think that with introducing seasons, obviously introducing XP, you know, and yes, we're all going to look back with 2K20 with fond memories. Because, you know, for me, I was actually working through the pandemic. I was still going to the office, which is crazy to think about. But at the same time, you know, we're all going to look back and we're all going to remember the Spotlight Sims. We're all going to remember that stuff with rose tinted glasses. But I feel like there was a huge step made to 21. And you know what? In 22, there were things that some people liked, some people didn't like, and I totally understand. And maybe some people might say that 22 is a step back from 21 as far as the content goes. But what I'm saying is this. There were a lot of signs in 22 that I saw that, like I say, moments of the month that I would look forward to for 23. I really want to say this, you guys, before we wrap it up here. I know you're talking about people leaving the mode, and I understand that people are leaving or taking a break, whatever the case may be. How about Jack Harlow and J. Cole bringing people back into the mode? You know, I know we were talking about that, but that type of stuff, especially if it continues, that type of stuff will bring people into the mode. And, you know, I know we're all very focused on the casuals this year, as we should be, because they're very important. But that kind of stuff brings people in where I can tell somebody who doesn't play. I got a friend I'm trying to get on my team so bad right now. And he is interested in J. Cole and Jack Harlow.
I don't think it brings them in long term, though. Like,
No, but if they consistently
helps.
are getting small, if anything to get them if something can get them into the mode, and then there's consistent reasons for them to log in, or then there's reasons for them to log in every day, they're going to stay playing the mode. So that's the thing where it's like, that's my whole argument, is that I've made this argument since 2K21, and I agree with DFS. 2K21 for me was the best content year. I think 2K22 took a step back because they focused more on longer grinds. I think incredibly frequent short grinds keeps people logging into this game every day. And I think that is when the mode gets to that stage where people are logging into this mode every day, whether it be for hours, 2 hours, or whether it even be for 10 minutes, because they're thinking, okay, maybe we get something on, maybe there's going to be something in agendas, maybe there's going to be a new card. I think overall that improves the player base.
Like how they did the Richard, I really like that grind too.
Zero.
Oh, you're talking about 2K22's Richard Jefferson. I thought you were talking about 2K21 season of giving Richard Jefferson. I was like, dude, no, please no.
And one thing I do want to say for the seasons, a big reason why I think they've taken a step back was that every single season in 2K21 was themed around the game of MyTeam. Whereas because they brought seasons into Park and then they haven't differentiated between seasons, is that seasons don't even have names anymore. Like seasons used to all have a theme.
That's a good
some
point.
of them missed the mark. Some of them hit. Like Glitch Reality was a good idea that missed the mark. Same with Age of Heroes. Oh, so no, Age of Heroes was great.
Because you had RNG, God tier RNG luck.
I had a great time.
Yeah, but like Season of Giving was the best because they had made it from the start about giving us stuff to do, and we had everything kind of at the start. Like, see, we used to get really excited for seasons, and now it's just a reset button.
That's true, and I think a lot of that has to do with the trophy case too.
Black Friday and Christmas.
Yes, Black Friday would be a good day.
Themes are important in 2K, and it's always been that way. And I agree until I locked in for that Baron Davis, I believe it was, and which I wasn't really a fan of.
I will never forgive them for not giving him Showtime dunks.
It made him way better on next gen. It made him way better on next gen. It was great.
I would never forget that.
He was actually really good on next gen.
He was so good on next gen.
He was all right. Let me say this.
As a steady shooter.
and we didn't address this one bit, and since we're speaking on packs, because they need to do this.
You were actually now. Matt, finish what you were saying before as well. You were talking about obligated to packs.
I want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
The glitch packs that's coming out, or that's been coming out, what we're getting from that? Does anybody know?
I don't think it's a lock-in.
Check?
No, there's not.
lock-in.
There's not. If there's not one in week 1, there's not going to be one.
Yeah.
So
They would have teased it by now. Trust me, they're trying to get that. Like people, they obviously want people to open packs, and if they wanted people to open packs, they would tease that already. You know, they're not going to drop it the last week.
No, they won't. They can't.
Going back to Ludes, you know, if you, it's sad to me that you feel obligated to pull packs for somebody like me who lives not just online but offline pulling packs. Like right now, I just ripped the K Cunningham right now. And just ripping packs, you know what I'm saying? This is what I do. Shout out to my friends from Panini, by the way. Anyway, listen, for you to feel that way is sad because I mean I know it's content and whatnot, but everybody doesn't have that type of money. I'm not saying you do. I don't know your situation.
I don't know my situation. Money. I got lucky with KG, and I've just been living off that KGMT for the last like, month and a half.
A lot of people don't have the VC for it, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I advocated on last week, you know, concerning VC prices. But that's another story. I won't go down that road. With that being said, for anybody to feel obligated, and I am the pack champ, but for anybody to feel obligated to pull packs is that's not good. It's not a good feeling. You should want to pull packs. You should love to pull those packs. You know, period.
Wait, what?
No.
This is a 3+ game. Packs are like, that's very, very close to saying we all should love gambling. We should all gamble. That's very, very close. Please clarify your position.
Here we go.
Because you very much are threading the line.
Look at Jazz. Jazz said, I'm out.
Threading the line.
Please
clarify the position.
Have you ever been? You've been to casino, haven't you? Yes or no?
Yes, but like,
okay.
This is a 3+ game. There's a difference.
Wait,
Go to a casino
no,
knowing to
it's not.
gamble. You shouldn't play a video game to gamble.
So here's the thing, and I'm gonna break this down to you eloquent as possible. Okay. For somebody that's worked in the casino business for 15+ years, all right, as a pit boss, that's seen people lose their shirts, their mortgages, their houses, their deeds, their titles, everything using real money. It is a hell of a feeling. First and foremost, nobody is out here gaining. And here's the definition of gambling, in which you should know, is whenever you put up money to gain money. Now, when I'm pulling, oh yes. So
I'm gonna look at a gambling definition right here.
DBG. Whenever I'm pressing A or X. When I'm over here praying,
take risky action in hope of a desired result is a definition for gambling.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look up gambling definition. Look it up. Look it up. Oxford Dictionary. Taking risky action for the result is a desired result. Are you trying to argue packs on gambling?
It's a risk. It's a calculated risk. That's what it is. You got that confused.
Are you trying to argue packs on gambling?
Hold on.
I'm so proud of myself.
Whenever I
Why did you do this, Jazz? Why did you make him circle back?
Break it down to you. Whenever I step to my stream, all right, in hopes of pulling a dreaming card, I know the risk. Okay, that's what it is. It comes down to risk at the end of the day. What's that?
I'm not arguing against people opening packs. I'm arguing that it seems like you're making the argument that packs aren't gambling. Like I think everyone can open packs. Anyone can, but like I think you're like I've no issue with that. I've opened packs. We've all opened packs. Every one of us have.
Of course.
But there's a difference between opening packs and making the argument that when you were like everyone should want to open packs, and I'm like that shouldn't be. The mode should be a basketball game more than a gambling simulator.
Why do you open packs, DBG? Because you have the love of the game. Right?
No, because
because you need what?
Because I need coins for content.
So it's about so you need it for content. Whatever happened to the passion, desire of the certain card? Let me break it down to you. When I was a young lad myself, years ago. Back in, I don't know, 1900s, all right? There's a card.
You guys broke DFS,
You're
dude.
a Pokemon player. Right here. I wanted this Charizard right here. That's what I wanted. You know what? I did all I could to get that Char. I could never get him, you know what I'm saying? But it was innocence behind him. It was not because I was gambling. In any card-based game, the reason why you play the game is get the best cards. In order to get the best cards, you have to pay. But there is no monetary gain. Yeah, sure, now there's value in it, of course, in Pokemon and whatnot. But with 2K, there is no monetary gain from pulling cards. That's what you're saying. That's gambling. So basically, I should be a billionaire right now with my 75 pink diamonds. That's what you're saying.
Let me ask you guys both.
But it's the same. It's the same logic. Like you are
putting in your money, and while
Okay.
you're saying they don't have value, yes, they do. We all know there's a black market. We all know that these cards do have value because the alternative to gambling to get these is by going to a black market and putting real money into it.
I mean, you can also earn MT in free ways by playing unlimited.
Yeah, but no one's earning a million MT.
Yeah, no one's no. The
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but playing
of...
unlimited got me 700K. I didn't.
That's because you got lucky on a pack through unlimited.
But it's still
got blessed.
Exactly. But I didn't spend $1. There's other ways around it. It's all about how you want to go about it.
But my thing is like, okay, so we just went through the efficacy of packs equal gambling or whatever that conversation was, right? The Kareem situation last week, that would be a deterrent from this argument even being had in the first place. That was actually
correct? What the conversation was.
If he was a little bit cheaper.
Yes, and I
Kareem
agree.
should have been cheaper.
If he was cheaper, I agree 100%. So they reverted this week and went back to an amethyst Kevin Durant, which, I mean, I kind of figured was going to happen because it's Kevin Durant, right? Like you figure Kareem's different than Kevin Durant from like a 2K lexicon, right? As far as like what's going to cause people to open more packs. What they need to do to stop the black market coin sites that we literally just started talking about was keep doing this. Just keep lower the cost, continuously do this. I understand the profit motive for not wanting to do that consistently, but realistically, I mean, the black market MT sites are making a lot of money this year specifically. I mean, have we seen a pink diamond that hasn't gone for $1 million yet? No.
Can I touch on this real quickly?
They're thriving. Yes,
they are gonna keep doing this, but only for lock-in sets. I think
they need to keep doing this for every set. Every set needs to do this. They need to have it. It needs to be cheaper, and they need to do this for every set, or else they're going to keep losing business to the MT sites because it's like significantly cheaper.
The best way, I'm told, the best way that they can do it is making a situation where it is more beneficial, or at least that it's somewhat an equivalent of giving money to VC rather than going through a black market. When I love the fact that you're having this conversation dressed like a money man. I just want to specify that.
I just want to specify
you're arguing against greed in a money.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing against greed. I'm arguing that the black market is ruining the game mode for a lot of people because it has made those high tier, because of people going to the black market instead of VC. It has, first of all, lowered the supply of the
significantly.
It's lowered the supply significantly. And it's also raised the price because everybody has 5 times more MT than they have in previous years. Whereas I feel like if they do keep doing what they did with Kareem, maybe make it a little bit cheaper, it not only means that people, rather than going to a black market, will pay VC for the card. Correct. It also raises the supply by so much that instead of the card being 700k MT, he's 200k MT.
I would also like to touch on the fact that people always tell me when I talk about the MT sites and say that they're bad for the game mode, they're like, well, people have that type of MT legitimately. Well, yes, the only reason they have that type of MT legitimately is because they could only sell their cards for that amount because people buy so much MT in the first place. Like, you get rid of the coin sites, cards are like 200k. Do you guys remember back in the old days? I mean, obviously DBG remembers. Cards were not this expensive a mere 2 years ago.
Guys, I want to make a really significant point, like on this subject, and then I want to hear from Josh because I think he's going to fall asleep if he doesn't say something. So,
join the debate. So I got my hot Cheetos out.
Yeah, you are literally just popcorn up, right? Like, yeah. This is quite a big point that I feel like's never ever been spoken about in this community. And I understand why it doesn't happen, right? But there's a lot of shortcuts that are taken in the community, right? Like we said, illicit sites, whatever, people finding shortcuts. And also like outsourcing grinds, things like that. A lot of that goes on in the community. Like for me, I feel like that would take a huge amount of the fun and satisfaction out of the game for me. Like I would rather grind out 30k and get Ron Artest than basically take a shortcut to get Kevin Durant. Like the feeling of those two different things are like here for me. I don't
Most people
really
don't play this
understand
game
what the
for
desire
fun, though. They play to be the very, very best. Ash catch.
Oh, Jazz, you know what it is? Yeah, everybody,
gotta catch
for some reason in this whole community, everyone wants to become. I don't know when it happened, how it happened.
The rise of Ty Debo.
Everyone wants to become. Before, I remember dudes would have the weirdest lineups and don't even care if you pop them. Like, they don't even care if you pop. Now everybody's in their settings. They want to know what's the sauce and how to do. No one plays the game for fun anymore. And Jazz, you're right. You're 100% right. Because when I got Diamond RJ Barrett, that was off my blood, sweat, and tears of doing these challenges before the season ended. I said, I'm gonna get me RJ Barrett. And I sold some cars. So you're right, like the satisfaction of getting like a car that you actually worked for rather than just the instant gratification of getting a big purchase.
Yeah, I don't. It would take so much of the fun out for me. Like so much of the fun. Like the feeling of like acquisition of getting something is a big part of this game. And if you're removing that entirely, what is your purpose for playing at this point? One of the questions I ask a lot of the time is why do you need? A lot of these conversations, like trophy case, everything, is about we need a cracked squad. Like why? Why do you need a cracked squad?
You don't
need a cracked
need it.
No one needs that. Like it's
no money spent.
Everyone in this community, man.
Villanueva hoops.
This community, man. I don't know. Like I need y'all to really listen. Live chat. I want y'all to listen and listen closely. 99.9% of us are not good enough to qualify.
Here we go.
We might as well have fun playing the game because I promise you, trying to be competitive is the most stressful thing you can do in a game. The easiest way to score is put your head down and run to the rim.
The best life advice
and
that
you
I
can
can
close
give
your
is just give
I
up.
promise you, like
Someone else is saying this, and it's not just
you
me.
will have
Thank you, Josh.
way more fun.
Yeah.
I'm out here like people do not like Kevin Durant. I am about to run him on my squad. Am I going to load up in tournaments? Yes, but it's because I am a competitive person. I like to compete.
Are you talking about Kevin Durant right now, though? Because Kevin Durant costs like $2 million MT.
And I feel like I'm using the real Durant. Like I'm me and Jazz literally. I kid you not. TT co-op. There's a play. He gives me a good screen. You know how Kevin Durant likes to
He's using the amethyst.
The amethyst.
Okay, thank you for specifying, Jazz.
I'm sorry.
You look heated. I was like,
I was like, are you advocating for a $2 million MT card?
No,
right now,
not
sir?
at all.
He's running Abby KD, and I'm running Evo Mark Williams. And we're
having a blast. Like you know how like I like the realism of like his six. You know how KD likes to do that little wide cross and then pull up. Kid you not, verbatim.
He likes to go.
The screen from Jazz, come off the left screen, walk into it, pull up. Kate, I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm really Kevin Durant, right? I'm the Slim Reaper.
Do you know what, Josh?
Kevin Durant is a coward.
It's such a heavy contradiction. It's one of the biggest contradictions that just kind of sits in this game. Is I need an amazing team, yet I don't want to play online. Like I just don't understand. You're not going to play clutch time, but you're annoyed because you can't get good clutch time rewards.
I mean, it's the goal of the game mode.
You don't need a crack squad.
No, you don't.
You get the right players and you build a team in the game mode called MyTeam. Because a lot of times people will get the best player at every position, and you got Tim Thomas out there averaging 3 points because you're only scoring with Westbrook. You don't need Tim Thomas. Get a 3-and-D player that can shoot.
That's true.
The reality of the situation is a lot of these guys build this team for rage quits.
Nobody's ever. This is Josh has gone on the rants that so many people have gone on for years. Like it's funny is a lot of people base their opinions on this game based on the comp community, when in reality the comp community is again smaller than the TT offline community.
It's like 6 dudes.
Smash said it's 4. Smash said it's 4
and not even that, bro. It's like, why do you think you can use the card to the level of the best player in the world? You will not know how to use Y'all don't know what you're doing. Y'all don't know what you're like, bro.
I'm okay at this game. Like I said, I speed ran clutch time online in a couple of days. I know DBG's about to grill me for saying I'm okay.
I'm not. No, I'm just tired.
But I beat Tim Thomas 10, 15 times in that run. Like, I didn't spend 3 million MT. I had fun. I won. I progressed. I got centerpiece. It's all good.
Shout out to Ashaz too, because Ashaz, he plays the game. I love the way he plays the game. Like, he has fun playing it. He'll build a squad. He showed me his lineup. He's sitting on a couple mil because he's disciplined and doesn't listen to what everyone's. He doesn't care to lock in for Tim Thomas.
One of my favorite things about Josh is when he name drops someone who no one has any idea who they are.
I have no idea who he's talking about.
That's my friend. All right.
I thought he was talking about 3-point shot there for a second. I'm like, he's a trophy hunter.
Look. I just want to address one thing. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna say it. DBG, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Up until this point, I swear I thought you wore a dollar bill do-rag this whole time.
What?
I wish.
Oh, here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I forgot.
I thought it was a do-rag and not a fucking hat.
We really haven't spoken about that outfit enough.
Oh my god! If I no, I would not.
I swear that was a do-rag.
I am way too too Irish, and I might be like I
It's an
am white
interesting way
compared
of
to
saying
I'm
what
white
you were gonna
compared
say.
to the other two white people, two white guys in the chat. I'm by far the whitest. I am way too white to wear
Waves,
drag.
He
y'all.
had to count.
Chat. DBG got
He was
waves.
unsure as well.
No, I wasn't. I could see on my screen. I just couldn't remember how many people were in. I was like, "Who's off my screen that I can't see?" I was like, "Jazz,
DFS
Josh."
got
Okay.
that Greek olive skin. Like, you know, he's
No,
white.
I've worked 70 hours a week from home for the last half decade, so I'm not leaving my house skin.
It's just no melanin. Guys, so we wrap. It's been 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Wow.
There is a couple of other things, but nothing major. Is there anything anyone wants to cover, wants to talk about?
Yes. I'm going to
Okay.
say something totally off base that you guys are not even expect.
Let's do it.
Okay. You know, we had this whole conversation about VC. Every single week, I post the answers to 2K TV. And you guys might not watch it, and that's fine. But that's if you add that up over time, that's thousands of VC that you could get without having to spend money.
You do that.
That's a dub. That's a dub.
Yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day, you guys might not care. That's fine. But I do that every week so you guys can see that. And if you don't care, that's cool too. I'm going to keep doing it every week.
It's actually really valid, man. It's actually
It
really
is.
valid. Yeah.
I mean,
People
you get a
don't do
couple
it.
thousand every time, I believe. I think it's like 2,000, 2,500. Is it more?
You either
I don't
get,
know.
no, it's more than that sometimes. You either
Okay.
get 100 for a question where you can pick any answer, or if you get the right answer, which I'm literally providing you, professor over here, giving you the answers to the test.
Cheat codes.
No,
Yeah, shortcuts.
going
like
ahead
it.
and giving you the answers to the test, and then you get if it's like a multiple choice and you get the right answer, you get 200 VC.
Okay.
But then I
Yeah.
multiply that by 15, 20 questions.
You know,
No,
the
you-
only reason he's actually saying this is because he's on 2K TV every other week and he wants you to watch.
Hey,
But,
DFS.
Flex
You know what they
FS.
should do, real quick? You know what they should do? You know how they do trivia in Park? All my Park players know how they give away like a whole lot of VC for the winner.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
do the same for my team. We don't have none of that. I
That's
know. I mean,
interesting as well.
yeah,
Hmm.
I love
I think
trivia.
that's an interesting thing. They should also just put me on 2K TV. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I
That's what
agree.
everyone's saying. Okay, cool.
I know
Just
you're
wanted to
saying
make
most
sure.
views.
Salutes.
me on
Most
2K TV. It's not even about that. Okay, it's not about that at all.
Sure.
But it's
So yes, I have been on 2K TV, but I'm giving you answers to episodes that I'm not on.
what
Can we
about?
get, can we get a look at the.
But that's just 2K giving out handouts. This community, all they want is handouts. Quote from
Oh, no,
somebody.
you
Uh-oh.
said it.
Uh-oh.
quote
I'm not
from,
taking the bait, dude. We're too far into this right now.
Oh,
I just want to finish by calling DFS out for something really quickly.
What did I do?
Last time he came on the podcast, he accidentally roasted me in the most spectacular way possible. You see just behind him, his 2K shrine. I decided to point that out to make fun of him. And he spent the next 10 minutes talking about how much he loves his mum, which was the biggest accidental burn in the history of this podcast. Josh, say something?
Good, guys.
Oh my God.
He said I'm good. I don't want
He
to
said
talk
it
Guys,
so
that was
quietly.
good,
you couldn't
guys.
see him.
Oh,
I got the hot Cheetos, I put on the shades because somebody made a shady comment. I was gonna say something funny, like along the lines of shady. I was gonna use a pun, but it slipped my mind.
You've definitely overthought this, for sure.
I
All
did.
right. Guys, let's wrap. Have you had fun?
Yes.
I did.
It's been
I,
awesome.
did. I enjoyed
I hope
trolling
you guys
DBG.
had fun.
I
It was
feel like we
really
had like
awesome.
2 podcasts this week. We had a really nice, fun chat for an hour, and then all hell broke loose for an hour. But I'm here for it.
I live to troll DBG now. DBG, expect to see me in chats trolling. Big time.
Go on, DBG. What were you gonna do?
It
Do
didn't
you want
work.
us
I
to
couldn't
wait
get any
for it?
backgrounds. It wouldn't let
Still
my Zoom
didn't
backgrounds
work.
weren't there.
Oh, it failed. All right, guys. Yeah.
Wait. We didn't do the daily. Hold up. Hole in the wall. That's it. That's how we're gonna make it. Gotta throw it out there. At least one episode. I almost forgot to do it this time.
It's so funny in the intro. You just see the hole in the wall just right there.
Yeah.
and let me ask one last question to end this, right? Since we talked about the whole Kareem being purchasable for VC thing, how much VC is appropriate for Kareem?
99,000. So
That's
that
much
you, if
higher
you,
than I thought you
so
were.
that you can,
98, 99.
I think if you
15K.
can, I think that if you can, like, there's a price where if it's too cheap, it becomes ridiculous. But I also think that if it's a stage where if you put in $50, you can get 2 weeks worth. I think most people would be like, that's somewhat reasonable. I know there's still the argument about
DBG's
nothing
right.
should cost that much, and I understand that argument as well. But like for people that are going to put in money anyway, that is a more reasonable amount because it's 30. If it's 15 for an amethyst, 35k for a diamond, 99 for a pink diamond is more.
This is the double-edged
Interesting.
sword.
Okay.
I'm just going to wrap with this because we
Agreed.
do need to get out. But this is double-edged sword. As soon as we do that, the cry is going to be paid to win in it, like immediately.
I personally think pay to win is better. I would rather see a game be pay to win
Then gambling to
than
win.
gambling. Yeah, I would rather it solve the
Yeah.
gambling issue and become pay to win than not be as pay to win but keep the gambling issue.
And I mean, as we've solved this year, I mean, the game necessarily
It's grind to win.
it's more grind to win right now at this stage. So I don't think. I mean, people are still going to scream pay to win like myself, but like it is what it is.
All right, guys. Listen, I'm going to wrap it. Like I said, I think this is actually the 10th consecutive week we've broken the record for the length of the podcast. Shout out to anyone in the
hours
media
at this
right
point.
now who's done 2.5 hours of this. Like,
We're
respect
about
to
to
you
get to
guys.
3 hours at this point next, like by the.
I feel like we easily could have done like 3 or 4 hours today, like
Yeah.
easily.
4
I
hours.
have not
4
got through
hours.
what I've wanted to get through. Like, there is a lot here, but yeah. Thank you guys for everyone who's been on. I appreciate it. DFS, you're a goat. DBG, we need to get you eating some spicy chips soon. That needs to happen.
Oh yeah. I was about to say I would do it straight away now, but nah.
Yeah, we got a video coming up where he's
I was
going
like,
to eat the
I'm-
hottest chip in the world.
I am
Let's go.
it's the one chip challenge. Yeah, I'm way too sick to that right now. I
This
would
is how
vomit
DBG
straight
gonna
back
look. This is gonna be his face.
up. I'm way too white to ever look like that. I just
I'm
go
talking about
bright, I
the
go
fire.
bright pink. I would go bright
No, the
pink.
fire. No, the fire coming out your mouth. That's what's gonna happen. Like,
Why are you showing Scottie Pippen right now? Leave him alone.
Jeez. We got to do the Twitter hot takes one as well. We should record that in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
DBG, can you read my lineup real quick?
What's a? Is it a flex squad or not?
Nah, not at all. I'm a
No,
flex.
it's Josh. No way.
No, I'll give a. If it's a budget squad, okay. If it's not a budget squad,
Oh, super
then
budget.
no.
Super budget. Nobody expects it.
That's my hot take. My hot take on DBG's tweet was my squad was a budget squad because it was.
When you had level 40 in like a week.
No regrets. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap. Yeah, thanks to everyone who's watching this. Thanks to everyone who's watching Premiere, if you're watching this replay. Like, subscribe, all of those YouTube things, and yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Thank you, Jazz. Much love. Peace.
See ya.